game between England and Colombia. What a fantastic atmosphere it's going to be in the stadium. They're just going through the anthems now. England have just had theirs. Colombia just having theirs now. As soon as the anthems are finished, we will hand over to the commentator in the stadium, which is Chris Whiteman, who's waiting patiently for this big game. I promised we'd show you it live, and we are doing it now. John Stuttard here, the JB Clark YouTube channel. England's biggest game for many, many years, and it's just moments away here. The big news, the big team news is that James Rodriguez is not starting for Colombia, and that could be a good news for England potentially, with a potential match against Sweden. Earlier the Swedes beat the 10 men of Switzerland by 1-0. So Sweden awaiting the quarterfinals on Saturday should England get through that one tonight. In fact, let's go over and join the English national anthem now being played. So this is it, England's biggest knockout match. Surely we have to win one World Cup match. It's Italian 90. We've only won 2 matches against Denmark and Paraguay. Surely that has to change tonight against the Colombian side minus James Rodriguez. Let's join your big match commentator for tonight. A very good evening to your big match commentator. He might be required to work overtime. Just to remind you, extra time and penalties could happen if it's a draw after 90 minutes, but I'm sure Chris Whiteman will talk you through that. So let's, without further ado, join your big match commentator. You'll hear from me again at half time. Chris Whiteman, it's all yours. Enjoy the match.
Good evening, everyone. I'm sure all English fans are as nervous as I am for this one, but let's go through the teams quickly. So, starting 11 for England, you've got Pickford in goal, Walker, Stones and Maguire as the 3-man defence. You've then got essentially a 5 in midfield of Henderson, Trippier, Lingard, Ali, Young. And then up front as a 2 are Sterling and Harry Kane. As for Colombia, you've got Ospina in goal, Arias, Mina, David Sanchez and Mojica in defence. You've got a 3-man midfield of Barrios, Sanchez and Lamar, and then up front you've got the three-man team of Cuadrado, Falcao and Quintero to look out for. So it's going to be a tough ask for England today. It's a dangerous front three, but no James Rodriguez to worry about. So you would say that the pressure is all on England to go through, as Colombia are without their star man. Arguably, this is England's best chance to win a World Cup since 1966, the way the draw has fallen. But we shall see. We all know that England love to mess up an easy scenario. We know it all too well as England fans. So, here we go then. The biggest game in English football for a long time. We didn't make it past Iceland in the Euros. We didn't even make it out of the last group stage in the last World Cup, so it's an improvement on that regard. The bare minimum of this World Cup was to get to the knockout stage. But the way the World Cup has gone, it has now gone from it doesn't matter how far England get, to now we really should be getting to the semi-finals the way that the draw has gone. But Colombia stand in the way first. Sweden await the winners. England are in red. The red that we won the cup in 1996, not 1966 in. And Colombia are in their yellow and white strip. Colombia are going to be the team to kick off. Just wait for the ref to get things underway. Raheem Sterling back in the starting lineup. Obviously it was a much changed side for that Belgium game. Obviously the defeat meant that we had to play Colombia, whereas Belgium had that close call with Japan earlier on. So we shall see whether losing to Belgium was a good thing or not, if you can call it a fit good. As we're underway, Colombia kick us off. Colombia attacking the goal to our right, England attacking the goal to our left. And away we go. Harry Maguire being forced to head the ball away almost immediately, but daylayed has given it away to Cuadrado. Let's say England have got the ball back now. It's Harry Kane on this near side, winning a throw. Actually, the throw went to Colombia, and now they've gone all the way back to their defence. So it's Sanchez. Mina. Now Sanchez. There's two Sanchez's in the team, just to make my commentary duty so much more difficult. But it is what it is. Ball's on the far side now with Colombia. With Mojica looking to play the ball forward, but it's gone all the way through. In fact, it's going to go all the way through to Jordan Pickford, who's demanded the ball off Harry Maguire. Kyle Walker. Henderson. Now it's Maguire again. John Stones. Back to John Stones. Maguire playing it forward just over the halfway line to daylayed on this near side. Plays it to Young on the touchline. Ball's got to go all the way back to Jordan Pickford though, because Colombia are pressing very high up the pitch. Pickford's pass has gone a bit far away from Kyle Walker, but he got bailed out there. And Trippier bailed him out. Now Sterling in the centre circle, driving forward at Colombia. Big sliding tackle coming in early on as Kyle Walker picks it up on the halfway line on the far side. Kyle Walker plays it forward into Harry Kane, who flicks it out wide towards Raheem Sterling on the far side. Loses out low. And Mojica trying to get the ball forward. Henderson pushing all the way up. Now it's coming out to this near side with Colombia. With Arias. Plays it inside to Falcao. Now Sanchez. Now it's out to the opposite side. With Lerma. Lerma whipping the ball in the box, but it's headed away by John Stones, who's standing on the edge of the box. Kyle Walker on the edge of his own box. Colombian players surrounding, swarming the ball. England just playing it well at the back here. John Stones in his own penalty area, on the edge of the D, should I say. Maguire. Ashley Young on this near side. Just halfway inside his own half. Plays a long ball forward towards Raheem Sterling, who gets fouled just inside the Colombia half. Harry Kane looking to take the free kick early. He switches it to the other side to Kieran Trippier. Trippier playing it forward towards Raheem Sterling, but David Sanchez is there, the Tottenham man. Was being pressured by Jesse Lingard and is forced to hoof it forward towards Falcao, but Falcao can't win the ball. Well, a free kick has been given for Colombia. Not quite sure what for, but either way. Three minutes gone. 0-0. Of course, there was a lot of questions made by the media as to who would be your top 5 penalty takers for England. Harry Kane was unanimously number 1. Let's hope we don't have to decide who those 5 penalty takers are. Because, well, let's face it, as an Englishman, if it goes to penalties, I think I know who's going to win. It'll probably be Colombia, but let's hope it never gets that far. Sorry to be a tad biased, but there you go. Pickford now has the ball in his own box. Of course, he wouldn't have it in the opposition box, would he? That'd be very strange. Plays it to John Stones, who's bringing the ball forward. To Henderson, who goes straight back to Pickford. Pickford just keeping it short and simple. Plays it to John Stones directly on the edge of the D. Back to Pickford. Cuadrado's trying to apply some kind of pressure here as Harry Maguire now has the ball on this near side touchline. Harry Kane's come very deep to provide an option for passing, and now England looking to counter quickly. Daylayed on this near side touchline, pushing into the Colombia half. Plays it forward to Raheem Sterling, who's got to the byline. Surely that's handball. The referee has called for it. Very close to being a penalty. Colombia's Mina is claiming that it wasn't his arm. Let's have a look from this replay. I mean, I suppose it gets him in the armpit, which I suppose can't be helped. Probably a harsh free kick. But either way, England have a free kick on the byline on this near side. Ashley Young is going to be the one to take it. First major set piece. 5 minutes in. England have been pretty good at set pieces in the tournament so far. Although there doesn't look like there's been a play called as such. As Ashley Young and Jesse Lingard, the two Manchester United men, are standing over the ball. See what they can come up with here. It's whipped in, punched away by the goalkeeper immediately. It was whipped in towards the back stick. It's going to be picked up by Kieran Trippier, though, who's going to whip it in again. And it's headed away this time, I think, by David Sanchez. And it's gone out for an England corner on this near side. Let's have a look at this ball whipped in. So the ball was whipped in by Ashley Young. It was definitely going towards the back. In fact, it probably would have gone in had the goalkeeper not punched it, David Ospina. It was a very good punch, though. And England now have a corner on this near side. Ashley Young is going to take it. Number 18. Plenty to aim for in the box. Whips it in. But it's gone straight to Ospina again, who grabs it this time and looks to roll it out early. And now Radamel Falcao is on the run here. He hasn't got much for support. He's got Cuadrado to his far right, but he runs straight into Kieran Trippier, who's now looking to break himself. Brings it over the halfway line on the far side. Trippier plays it forward to Raheem Sterling. Sells him a bit short, though. And Colombia have a throw on the far side. The tempo just stepping up a bit as we see James Rodriguez entering the stadium. Obviously, he will play no part tonight with his injury. He's not been named on the bench for Colombia, so he will not play any part tonight. As Harry Kane gets bundled over just inside the Colombia half. 6 minutes and 50 seconds gone. Free kick on the far side, just inside the Colombia half. Kieran Trippier will look to whip it. Oh no, he hasn't whipped it. He's played it a lot long across the floor. It's got to Raheem Sterling in the box, who's managed to win a corner for England on the far side. Everyone expected him to whip it in. Instead, played a low ball across the ground. It went straight into the Colombia box. Sterling got a touch with it, and then Colombia were forced to put it out for a corner. And now there's a corner on the far side. Kieran Trippier is going to take this one. Ashley Young and Kieran Trippier obviously sharing corner duties. It'll be probably an outswinger for Trippier with his right foot. The referee's just having a word with a few players in the box. See if England can get anything from this set piece. Trippier takes 3 steps back, arm in the air, he's ready to deliver. Whips the ball in towards the penalty spot. Harry Maguire does go up, but it's headed away, and now Colombia looking to break away here. Here's Quintero looking to play the ball forward. Opportunity for Colombia perhaps, but Kyle Walker is kept with him very well. Colombia being forced to play it backwards. Quintero loses out to Lingard. Lingard now playing it forward to Harry Kane on the halfway line. Back to Lingard. You can't quite keep it in play, but it is an England throw. Dele Alli is going to throw it short to Lingard, who heads it straight back to him. And then Colombia closed Dele Alli down because the header was not to Ali's feet, which forced him to take an extra touch. And Colombia were able to get the ball back. The ball's now on the far side with Mojica just bringing it up to the halfway line. Plays it to Cuadrado, who plays it straight back to him. Now it's all the way back with Mina. Bringing it over to this near side with Sanchez. Now Arias being forced backwards again. England's high pressing. Both teams pressing quite high up the pitch here. As David Sanchez now brings the ball up towards the halfway line. Plays it to Mojica again. But he's closed down by Trippier, who's won the ball back, and he's got it to Harry Kane. Harry Kane looking for options. Manages to get it to Jesse Lingard. Lingard plays it forward to Sterling. Sterling plays it back to Lingard. He's got options to his left in Ashley Young. He plays it to Ashley Young on this near side touchline. Getting to the edge of the area, gets to the byline. Raheem Sterling tries to play the ball back to Ashley Young, and it has it just gone out for a corner? It has indeed. And it will be a corner ball for England. I don't think the whole of the ball crossed the line, to be honest. I think that's another harsh decision against Colombia, but there you go. As we see an England fan, it says Kane score a goal. Yes, please do. That would be quite nice. Anyway, England with this corner kick. Ashley Young on this near side, going to whip it in. He whips it in, but the referee's blown his whistle as a Colombia player has hit the deck. It was Lerma. Bundled over by John Stones by the looks of things. Let's have a look here. Well, it was a very theatrical dive, but you can't shove someone in the chest like that, which is what John Stones did. 2 hands on his chest, shoved away. Lerma milked it, made it fairly obvious that he was pushed. So it was a foul, but he made it very theatrical with the way he hit the deck. But there you go. Spina now with a free kick, just inside the D of his own box, obviously. As we've just gone past the 10-minute mark, still 0-0. Colombia yet to threaten England's goal. Whereas no teams have really had any shots, I don't think. I don't think there has actually been a shot yet. There's been lots of possible opportunities to shoot, but just haven't been taken. John Stones now for England, bringing the ball up to the centre circle. Plays it inside the centre circle to Raheem Sterling, who's brought it back over the halfway line and played it back to Stones. Stones, who still has the ball now. Sterling plays it out wide left to this near side with Harry Maguire. Maguire plays it back to Stones. Falcao is just sitting in that gap between the centre backs. I know there's 3 of them, but he was sat in between Walker and Stones just to prevent him from switching the play. As Sanchez is practically grappling little Raheem Sterling. Almost had him in a headlock. Wasn't going to let him run, was he? Look at this. He's getting a piggyback off him. I mean, that's a fairly blatant foul. So no questions asked for that one. So free kick is in the middle of the park, quite literally, about in the middle of the Colombia half. Probably about 40 yards out from goal. As Colombia looking to hold their line on the edge of their box. Kieran Trippier is standing over the ball. But a lot of talk about comparing him to David Beckham. I wouldn't go that far, but he's a very good crosser of the ball. As he does cross the ball towards the 6-yard box, but it's headed away by Sanchez. Now Colombia looking to get the ball away. Here's Cuadrado inside his own half on this near side touchline. Plays it back to Sanchez, who lumps it forward. Colombia struggling to clear the lines. It's fallen to Raheem Sterling on the edge of the box. Raheem Sterling has a shot, but our first shot of the game, and it was blocked. Colombia looking to perhaps try and bring the ball forward. Sanchez. Still Sanchez. He lost the ball and won it back all fairly quickly on the far side. But the ball has eventually been hoofed along, and Kyle Walker picks it up. And it's in his own half. Just on the edge of the centre circle, Maguire. Lingard, back to Maguire. England again being forced to go backwards because Colombia are pressing very high up the pitch. Here's Pickford in his box. Lumps it forward with his left foot. Goes all the way through to Harry Kane, who can only flick it onto Sanchez. Can't quite get it to Raheem Sterling, although he did close down Mina, which is very good. Colombia still have the ball though. Still coming forward. Quintero gets that wide to Arias. Now Cuadrado switches it all the way across to Barrios. Now Mojica. He's a long way up the pitch on the far side. Just heading towards the byline. He's got Kieran Trippier for company, and Trippier with a wonderful challenge. So much so that it actually rebounded off the Colombia player, and England have won a throw on that far side. Great tackle, Trippier. Southgate looks on. 14 minutes gone. So England have had more of the ball than Colombia, but they haven't really done much with it as of yet. Trippier. He's going to take this throw. Actually, he changed his mind. He's not going to take the throw. He gives it to Kyle Walker, who is going to launch it forward towards Harry Kane, who tried to turn, but he ran out of pitch, and he's gone off the pitch. So it's a throw to Colombia on that far side. It's going to be Mojica to take it, just in line with the centre circle. Mojica gets it back straight away from the throw. Just on the halfway line, although he's been forced backwards. Raheem Sterling's tracking. As it goes back to Espina, who's being closed down rapidly by Raheem Sterling, and is forced to lump it forward. And it's gone out for an England throw on this near side in line with the technical area. 15 minutes gone. Still 0-0. Thrown in straight to Kyle Walker, just on the edge of the centre circle. Switches the play to Trippier. Trippier plays a long ball over the top towards Raheem Sterling. It's actually Jesse Lingard, sorry, who's got to the byline and has got many options. Plays it to Trippier, who's got on the overlap. Trippier gets it in the box. Harry Kane at the back stick, and it just goes over the bar. First major chance for England. And, well, it was a great chance. Trippier with a great overlapping run, whips in a wonderful ball. It's just that little bit too high for Harry Kane to get over it. And he was in the corner of the 6-yard box. Very tight angle to get that on targets, and it just goes over the bar. Good effort, though. Great cross from Trippier. "16 minutes gone. Colombia 0, England 0. As the goal kicker's gone very long and gone straight through to John Stones. Maguire, just on this near side, plays it to Ashley Young on the touchline. Ashley Young turns it round the corner to Dele Alli, but Ali can't get a good touch on it, and it's gone straight through to Ospina. Ospina then lumps it forward. Harry Maguire wins the header. It's gone straight to David Sanchez, though. Gets through to the other Sanchez. And now it's with Mina, just on the edge of his own box. Sanchez. Arias on this touchline, near side touchline. Just Colombia just trying to get their foot on the ball. Quintero dropped quite deep. Tried to play a long ball over the top, but it was cut out easily. And it's come to Henderson, who tried to get the ball forward, but it's landed at the feet of Quintero, who's bringing the ball forward. Although Colombia going back again. Barrios. Plays it back. Now it's with Mina on the halfway line on this near side. Now Sanchez. The midfielder Sanchez. Played the ball forward to Quintero. Quintero on this near side touchline. He's got Dele Alli following him all the way. Looks to switch the play. It's a wonderful ball to Mojica. But he's got Kieran Trippier following him all the way as well. Jesse Lingard is now closing down Sanchez. Sanchez who is forced back to Mina. Mina brings it over the halfway line on this near side. Quintero looking to get a ball over the top, and it's gone straight through to Pickford. Now, Kyle Walker looking to bring the ball up. Goes up a gear and gets immediately fouled as soon as he shows a bit of pace. England take the free kick quickly, and it's with John Stones, who switches it to Ashley Young on this near side. Harry Kane just on the halfway line. Back to John Stones. Stones again inside the centre circle. Now in the Colombia half. Plays it forward to Sterling. Sterling plays it to Kane. Kane looking for Dele Alli. Dele Alli forced to play it backwards to John Stones inside the centre circle in his own half. Maguire on this near side touchline. Looking to bring it forward. Tries to play it into Harry Kane, who's in the middle. Gets it to Sterling. Sterling trying to turn. He's being followed all the way, but he manages to get it to Harry Kane. Harry Kane looking to switch the play to Kieran Trippier on the far side touchline. He's got it to Trippier. Trippier hasn't got much support. And eventually he runs out of options and ends up losing the ball because no one's there to support him. But Colombia just hoofed it away. And it's gone out for a throw on the far side, just inside the England half, on the far side. Kieran Trippier is going to take the throw. Throws it to John Stones, who brings it into the centre circle. Now Maguire, bringing it over to this near side. Plays it forward to Dele Alli. He plays it back to Stones. Stones now, Dele Alli just inside the Colombia half. Flicks it round the corner to Jesse Lingard, who's bringing it to this near side. Plays it to Dele Alli. Ali, he's got 2 players for company. Manages to get it forward to Raheem Sterling, who's on the byline. Runs out of room. Was he pushed over there? Here's the question. That looked like a pretty firm push. Let's have a look here. Dele Alli's done really well to turn it round the corner here. Raheem Sterling gets there first. Well, I say he gets there first. He misses the ball trying to control it. And then, well, it's a blatant shove. It's a pretty blatant shove by the number 5 Barrios, but referee saw nothing in it, so it's a goal kick to Colombia. People are going to be sitting there going, that's a blatant penalty. Well, Sterling, if it had controlled the ball, it probably would have been a penalty, but because Raheem Sterling wasn't in control of the ball, it didn't help his case. Anyway, the goal kick goes long and is immediately won back by England as Jordan Henderson wins the ball in the centre circle. Manages to get it to Raheem Sterling, who's in the middle of the park, trying to flick it forward to Harry Kane, who can't quite win the header. And the ball is hoofed away. Only as far as Walker, who won the header, but now it's landed at the feet of Cuadrado, who's on this near side, bringing it over the halfway line. He's got Dele Alli tracking him. Still going, Cuadrado, down the touchline. Plays it back to Arias, the right back. Now it's Quintero. Quintero just taking it into the middle. Being followed by Henderson and Dele Alli, both tracking and packs. Good defensive unit that they're having. Now it's Cuadrado in the middle of the park. Plays it back to Sanchez. Now it's Barrios. Plays it out wide to Carlos Sanchez. I think that's his first name. Quintero. It's Cuadrado. Looking to have a shot. It's blocked. Landed at the feet of a Colombian player, but it was blocked again. Now it's Mojica looking to get the I was going to say get the ball in the box, but it looked like a shot that was so high and wide it wasn't even in camera shot. So we won't be looking at that one again, I don't think. Radamel Falcao is very unhappy that he didn't get the ball. As the Falcao is the best, who's sat next to Harry Kane score a goal sign. And so a bit of good banter there between Colombian and English fans. Nice to see. It's always something that I like about the World Cup is that all the fans sit with each other. It's always nice that we're united in our love of football, and regardless of what happens, everyone can just walk away with saying they've had a good time. Anyway, England have the ball in their own half. Harry Maguire sends it over the halfway line to Jesse Lingard. Lingard now plays it out wide to this near side with Ashley Young, who's being kicked all the way, but fairly, says the referee, and Quintero gets the ball forward to Cuadrado. Cuadrado looking for Falcao, but Kyle Walker gets a toe on it, manages to land at the feet of Henderson, and Jesse Lingard chips the ball forward towards Sterling. Sterling trying, but failing to win a header. He's like 5'6". As it looks like it's gone out for a throw. It has. Throw to Colombia, just halfway in England's half. There's Mojica trying to keep hold of the ball. Trippier following all the way. They're forced to go back to Barrios. And it's back with Mina in the centre circle. Now Carlos Sanchez playing a long ball over the top towards Arias. Manages to get it back to Cuadrado on this near side touchline. He's getting past Lingard, but forced to check back on himself as Ashley Young stepped in. Now it's Quintero. Quintero looking for Arias, but he's muscled out by Harry Maguire. Now the ball's come all the way back to Mina. Sanchez. Just on the edge of the centre circle in the Colombia half. They're bringing it over the halfway line now. Here's Cuadrado. Looking for options. He's being tracked. Dele Alli's done a very good job of tracking all of Colombia's players so far, whenever he's been called upon. As Colombia just playing the ball around at the back at the moment. So they've just gone into England's half now. As the ball is switched to Cuadrado, or it was attempted to, but it's gone out by the technical area on this near side. Ashley Young takes the throw, gets it back to Maguire, whose first touch is Very interesting, but fortunately he gets it at the second attempt. Here's John Stones now bringing it up to the centre circle, but plays it to Maguire on this near side. Plays it back to Pickford, who launches the ball very high and long towards Harry Kane. Kane, who can't win the header the first time. Wins it at the second attempt, though, and follows Arias all the way. Now it's Jesse Lingard, no, it's Dele Alli, sorry, who is fouled. Fouled by Barrios. Let's have a look. Well, that was less of a shove than the one on Sterling earlier, but the referee's given it here. Cuadrado's standing, complaining that Ashley Young's trying to move the ball forward. As the referee tells Cuadrado to get behind this line. I'm the referee. I'll decide where the free kick's taken from. Thank you very much. It's going to be a free kick just near this near side touchline. Looking to be whipped in. Ashley Young standing over it. He does whip it in towards the back stick, towards Harry Maguire. Ball's gone out of play behind the goal. And I think it's gone out for an England corner. It has indeed gone for an England corner on the far side. And it was David Sanchez, the Spurs man, who headed it away. Harry Maguire feeling a little bit unlucky with himself. England's fourth corner. See if Trippier can deliver something that causes problems. As the referee is again having words with various players over their manhandling in the box. Trippier waits patiently to take this free kick. Not free kick, corner kick, sorry. Referee still having words. Now the referee's finally happy. Kieran Trippier takes 3 steps back. Whips it in towards the penalty spots, but it's headed away. Gone straight to Colombia feet though, but Carl Walker turns on the afterburners and mops that up straight away. Gets it back to Pickford, who gives it to Carl Walker just on this near side touchline. And plays it to Ashley Young, who's dropped very deep. Completely out of position here, but is England looking to get back into shape. Lingard. All in England's half at the moment. Maguire on this near side touchline. At the moment, Ashley Young and Maguire have swapped place. So Maguire's playing as the left wing back right now, and Ashley Young's playing as the left centre back. Maguire actually taking the opportunity to get forward. Tried to play a ball forward towards Harry Kane, but it didn't quite come off. But he's won a throw from it as Mina had to get a toe on it to stop Harry Kane getting it. And now Ashley Young can finally get back into the position that he's used to. I'd much prefer him to be left wing back rather than Maguire. Well, we're about halfway into Colombia's half at the moment as we hit the 28-minute mark. Ashley Young gets it back from Henderson. Now Carl Walker on the kickoff spot. Plays it to Maguire on this left side, left near side. Ashley Young gives it to Lingard just inside. Harry Kane now switches it over to Raheem Sterling, whose first touch is awful, but he gets away with it, and England almost get the ball in the box towards Raheem Sterling, but now Colombia looking to break away here. Falcao plays it back. Now it's with Mojica. Being forced backwards, and eventually England put it out for a throw. Just in line with the Colombian box. And, oh, that was an interesting dive. Which Falcao is not taking kindly to Kieran Trippier, not liking his theatrical jump. Tell you what, that it's borderline simulation. That's something that you would see in an Olympic swimming pool. I mean, it is a foul, but you don't need to flop over like you've been shot in the back. Which Kieran Trippier obviously made his point across. And David Sanchez actually came across as peacemaker. Obviously, both teammates at Tottenham Hotspur, and obviously David Sanchez in the Colombian colours today. So the free kick has been given on the far side touchline, more or less, as we're about to hit the half-an-hour mark Still 0-0. Spinat lumps it forward, looking for Cuadrado. Ball just being headed around a lot at the moment. Falcao can't quite get it under his control, and Harry Maguire launches it forward. With Raheem Sterling, who's got pace to burn. He's up against David Sanchez. Turns Sanchez brilliantly. So Raheem Sterling gets to the edge of the box. There's a left foot strike, but it's blocked. Does it come out to Trippier? No, as Sanchez heads it away. Only as far as Jordan Henderson. Henderson playing it back to Maguire in the centre circle. Gets it to Dele Alli, who plays it back to John Stones. Now it's Kyle Walker moving up the far side touchline. Still going. Looking to play Raheem Sterling in. He's on the edge of the box. Got a bit too fancy with his feet and lost the ball now. Now Colombia looking to break. But Ashley Young picks up on the hospital pass, but can't quite get it under his control. And Colombia still have the ball. Cuadrado now on this near side touchline. Looking to get inside. He's got Ashley Young and Maguire for company, and it goes out of play. Too many numbers, and England's swarmed it out of play, essentially. As England take the throw quickly, it's back with John Stones, just on the edge of the D. Henderson. Hasn't really done much, Henderson. He's not really been doing too much. He hasn't been given the opportunity yet as yet. Dele Alli just inside England's half. As Ashley Young tried to play the ball forward, looking for the run, but nobody was up to speed, and eventually Mina picked it up. Now it's David Sanchez. Now it's Barrios looking to try and get the ball forward, but it's cut out by Henderson. Henderson now gets it to Trippier on that far side. Trippier, his pass is not good enough. He was looking for Lingard, but then he gets gifted it back. Well, there's a lot of sloppy play going on here as nobody seemed to get control of the ball. Colombia eventually get a foot on it, just on this near side touchline. The ball is lumped forward towards Quintero, but that's going to trickle all the way out. And Quintero's not happy with Maguire for essentially putting his body between himself and the ball. And a bit of winding up going on here as Maguire was like, "You're not getting to that ball." And Cuadrado was not happy with that. I really wouldn't start a fight with Harry Maguire. He looks like he's been in a few pub fights in his life. He probably hasn't, but he just looks like the kind of guy that would he'd get stuck in. Anyway, it's an England throw, just in line with the edge of their own box. On this near side, with Ashley Young taking. Young throws it long towards Harry Kane, but it's won by Colombia. As they try and get a shot off here, their first shot of the game falls to Quintero, and he hacks it wide of the mark to the right of goal. It's their first attempt on goal, to be fair, and it wasn't a very good one. It was a left foot swinger, and it swung wide of the mark. As the goal kick is taken short, and John Stones is now bringing the ball up. Just bringing it up to the edge of the centre circle, switches it to Maguire on this near side. Maguire looking for the long ball forward towards Harry Kane. Harry Kane can't quite get it to Jesse Lingard. Sloppy pass from Colombia though, gives the ball back to Henderson. And England managed to work it back to Maguire. Maguire now gets it to Kyle Walker. Walker gets it to Trippier. Out wide on the far side touchline. Forward to Dele Alli. Plays it back to John Stones. Stones now to Lingard. Looking to bring it up. England trying to get the ball forward here, but they've lost the ball out to Colombia. Now Colombia looks to build from the back. Here's Sanchez. He's got the other Sanchez to his right. Eventually plays it out wide to Arias. Now Cuadrado, just in the middle. We're in the England half now. Quintero trying to bring the ball forward, but he shows too much to Dele Alli. Gets it back to Ashley Young. It's back to Pickford, who has to take a touch. And then hacks it left foot long. Ends up at the feet of Carlos Sanchez. Now David Sanchez. Plays it forward now. Lerma. Looking to get it forward. Now Mojica on the far side touchline. Forced to play it back though to David Sanchez. He switches it to the other Sanchez on this near side. Now Cuadrado. He's got Dele Alli following him all the way. Manages to get it to Quintero. Quintero cuts inside, tries to get it forward to Falcao, but it's hacked away by John Stones. Still, Colombia have the ball though, just on the halfway line with Mina. Although he plays it back to David Sanchez on the edge of the centre circle. Switches it to Mojica on the far side. Plays it inside to Cuadrado. Cuadrado looking for Quintero, but he can't quite get it to him. It lands at the feet of Carlos Sanchez, who switches it to this near side with Arias. Back to Sanchez. Now David Sanchez in the centre circle. Switches it to Mojica again. Mojica now for Lerma. Lerma looking to cross the ball, but it's landed straight to John Stones, who calmly passes it out to Dele Alli. Now Maguire. 1-2s with Dele Alli. And Dele Alli again. Back to Maguire. They're just keeping the ball between themselves, Alli and Maguire. Maguire now driving forward towards the halfway line, into the Colombia half. Plays it to Harry Kane on this near side. Kane now plays it to Henderson. Henderson looking for options. He's got Jesse Lingard for support, who 1-2s it. Tries to get it in the box, Henderson, but he just can't quite find Harry Kane. And it's gone out for a Colombia goal kick. Both teams just lacking that final ball. They've both got strikers more than capable of bagging goals, but they just can't get the service in. .36.5 minutes gone. Colombia 0, England 0. Game hasn't really taken off as of yet. Not really much going on, if I'm honest. As the spinner lumps it forward. Looking for Falcao. Falcao battling his way through, but doesn't have any options to pass to and eventually loses out. Ball's gone back to Pickford. Pickford plays it to Kyle Walker. Walker plays it to John Stones on the edge of the D. John Stones just looking for options as Raheem Sterling drops deep. It's come to Maguire. Harry Kane's come deep as well. Harry Kane deep inside the England half, looking to bring the ball forward. Henderson, just inside the Colombia half now. Dele Alli on this near side touchline, gets it to Lingard. Lingard gets it inside to Raheem Sterling. Sterling 1-2s it very well with Jesse Lingard. Lingard gets it to Harry Kane on the edge of the D. Tries to get it in the box, but it's hacked away. Maguire wins the header though. It's a great header back. Dele Alli 1-2s with Kane. We're in the middle of the park. Harry Kane still going. Kane looking for options and wins a free kick in dangerous territory. It's probably about 25 yards out from goal. And a major chance here for England to get a shot on goal. There's Lerma in the end, who was the man who fouled. And we're 38 minutes in, and England probably have their best opportunity to score a goal here. They have a couple of set-piece takers. Let's see who's going to do it. Kieran Trippier has the ball in his hands, so he looks like the one who's going to take the free kick. Well, there are comparisons to David Beckham. I wouldn't say they're unwarranted, because I don't think anyone can quite get involved here, but the referee's still talking to a lot of players. Just sorting out where the wall stands. As Trippier and Ashley Young are in discussion as to who's going to take this free kick. As there are a lot of England players standing amongst the walls here. Standing amongst the walls. The referee's still having words. Oh, and there's a player's gone down. And now we've got a bit of the handbags are out. Harry Maguire's calling for... Harry Maguire's signalling VAR. He wants something looked at on VAR here. Let's have a look. The replay. It's the number 5. And he headbutts. Barrios has headbutted Jordan Henderson. Right in the chin. And, well, the referee's in discussion with the people in the VAR room. And, I mean, it's a deliberate headbutt. That's at least a yellow, surely. The referee is calling players over. Colombia players are protesting. And it's a yellow card. Quite rightly so for Barrios. He's lucky he didn't do that headbutt very well, otherwise that would have been a straight red. But Henderson now having his word with Barrios, saying you can't just headbutt me and get away with it. And a lot of discussion still going on between Colombia and the referee. Ashley Young saying it should be more than a yellow card, which I think would have been a bit overkill, but there you go. And now the referee's eventually going to sort out where the wall stands. Behind this line. Colombia are saying that the first line that you drew was a bit further forward. Come on, can we just get on with the game? It's really frustrating. For what you want, this whole thing is taking 2 minutes to take a free kick and we still haven't taken it yet. Come on. Eventually everyone's ready. The referee's right. Can we get on with it? Kieran Trippier and Ashley Young both standing over the ball. Trippier goes for goal and it's just gone wide. All that for a shot that just whiskered wide. Oh dear. Well, it was all right, but it was. I mean, we're probably talking about a foot wide to the left of goal here. But all this stuff between Colombian players complaining to the referee about certain things is just sort of taking the edge off things. As a goal kick, obviously, Ospina is going to take it. And eventually, we're back underway. 42 minutes. And we're back into open play again. It's Colombia looking to try and head the ball forward, but it's going to roll all the way through to Jordan Pickford. Now John Stones looking to bring the ball forward. Inside his own half still. John Stones playing it back to Carl Walker. Walker being forced back to Pickford. Pickford plays it out to Maguire on this near side touchline. Maguire now looking to motor a bit. Checks back on himself though. Being forced back to Pickford. As Colombia just aren't allowing England to do anything really. They're just pressing high up. And England aren't. They're not being quick enough with the ball with England. They don't seem to be able to make their mind up. John Stones gets it to Jesse Lingard in the centre circle, but his first touch lets him down and Colombia win the ball back. Here's Cuadrado. Spins Ashley Young round like he's not even there and wins the throw on this near side. Colombia throw it back though, all the way to Mina. Now David Sanchez inside their own half. Now it's Lerma looking to play it forward, but it's gone straight through to Jordan Pickford. This game is really lacking any kind of. It's missing a key pass. You know, someone like James Rodriguez for Colombia, and England just aren't being creative enough. They're not looking. They need to be more aggressive. As Colombia win the ball back in the centre circle, but their long ball forward has gone straight out of play for a goal kick. Both teams are just failing at the moment to try and get to string a few decent passes together and create an opening. They're just cancelling each other out. As James Rodriguez has seen enough, and he's headed for the locker room. As the long ball goes forward from Pickford. Harry Kane's won the head in, he's got it to Jesse Lingard. Kane, now just on the edge of the box, has a shot, and it's just gone wide, left of the mark. And now there's another argument taking place in the box here. For goodness sake. I don't know what's happened. Colombian players are arguing over something with the referee. So Mina's got hold of Raheem Sterling, and then Raheem Sterling's turned around and faced him, and then Mina's decided to fall over backwards. Let's have a look. Well, all the cameras are not looking at it. So I want to say that Mina fell over for no reason at all, but I'm not sure, if I'm honest, because all the cameras were looking at the ball and not what was going on. It was so far out of shot. As we've got 3 minutes of added time to this dreadful first half of football. I've got to admit, this out of all the games of round of 16 that have taken place, this one is definitely the most boring. So as the ball goes forward from a spinner, nobody wins the header. Eventually, Lerma gets his head on the ball, gets it to Arias. Now, well, it's gone out for a throw on this near side to Colombia, just by the technical area. Arias is going to take it. Throws it back to Mina. Mina just bringing it up to the halfway line, looking for a long ball over the top towards Quintero. And Dele Alli's hit the deck. Referee says nothing doing as Falcao's got the ball on this near side touchline, looking to get the ball in the box. Now it's Arias by the byline. Gets it to Quintero. Quintero has a shot and it's gone straight to Pickford. And that, I think, is the first shot that a goalkeeper has had to save all game. And we are 46 minutes in. That is, both teams are nervous because I think both of them realise that the way the World Cup has gone, this is the best opportunity for both countries to make a deep run into the World Cup, and they're just nervous. As Carl Walker's bringing the ball deep into the Colombian half, gives it to Dele Alli just on the edge of the box. It's whipped in by Trippier, and the shot from Lingard eventually, when it rebounded out, it's gone miles over the bar. Let's have a look here. So it's headed away really well by Barrios. It's fallen to Lingard, who's karate kicked it essentially in mid-flight, and it's flown well over the bar. Tried to pull off a Paolo Di Canio and it didn't really work. And we've got a problem. Dele Alli is on the floor. Now he has only just come back from injury, and his left knee is all strapped up. We're what, 30 seconds from half time now, and Dele Alli, well, I hope this isn't a reoccurrence of the injury that caused him to miss a few games already. As England just taking the opportunity to take on some water, but it'll be half time any second now. Let's just have a look. Oh, I tell you what, it's not deliberate, but I can understand why he's on the floor. He has taken all of Falcao's studs in the knee from a miss kick, so that's going to sting. And well, he's back on his feet now, so hopefully he'll be okay to continue, as we are now into added time. As England will have to finish the half of 10 men, but the referee really shouldn't be playing too much longer. And should be blowing for half time any second now, really, as a spinner eventually takes the goal kick. England just going to have to defend with 10 men for the time being. A bit of head tennis going on. And so eventually Cuadrado's found himself with the ball on the halfway line, plays it back to Sanchez. Sanchez switches it to Lerma. Now Arias bringing it down this near side touchline. Cuadrado looking to whip the ball in, but it's gone as far as Harry Maguire, who gets a toe on it and he's landed to the feet of Jesse Lingard. A lot of players hitting the deck at the moment, and the referee is blown for offside. Not half time yet. We're into the 49th. We're basically going to hit 50. We're going to have a 50-minute half here by the looks of things. And to be honest, I don't think a lot of people would have wanted this half to go on much longer because it's been terrible. Jordan Pickford's going to take the free kick from the offside position. And surely, once he kicks this ball, it is going to be half time. As he looks for Harry Kane, goes out for a goal kick. And the referee has finally called a close to proceedings of the first half. I tell you what, that was a pretty poor game so far. Both teams scared to lose. That's what I've seen there. We've had one goalkeeper save, very little shots on target. Both teams don't have the killer pass, and it's been poor from both sides. Let's face it, it's been poor from both sides. Colombia have made a fuss over every decision made against them, and England have just been devoid of ideas. So I'm going to hand you back over to John Stuttard now, who might be able to make some interesting comments about how that half went. But for me, it was poor. I'll be back in about 15 minutes or so for the second half, which will hopefully be a lot more exciting. Until then, should I say, I'll hand you over to John, and I'll see you very shortly.
Thank you, Chris. Well, wasn't a classic by any stretch, but I want to say something. Mark Yeager, the referee from America, hang your head in shame. How on earth did you not... Well, that headbutts incident, I disagree. I think that's a red card offence, and I think the Colombians should be off the field. We'll have a look at that in more detail during half-time, but I'm very sorry to say that the referee has not had his best 45 minutes by half, and I am totally furious. There is concern, of course, of Dele Alli. Let's hope that's nothing too serious, as we now... Here we are in Spartak, and but I've got to say the referee's been a disgrace in the first half in terms of failing to send off a clear headbutt. It is absolutely ridiculous. We are taking comments. I am on the laptop receiving your comments. So if anyone wants to listen or make feelings of the first half very clear to me, keep your comments clear. We are a family show, and we have 4 moderators on to iron out the bad language. But please get your comments in. There's also the JB Man of the Match to come potentially in the second half as well. There's so much to discuss at half time. I want your opinions of the first half, people. Get your comments in. I will see them on the screen, and we'll read some of the ones that we can read out. So get your comments in now. It's good to know that you're all joining us here on the JB Clark YouTube channel. Last 16 of the World Cup. Remember the winners. I have to tell you, we'll play Sweden, who beat 10-man Switzerland by a 1-0 this afternoon. A deflected goal, which decided it was a really dull match under the circumstances there earlier on today. Remember the quarter-finals. 3 of the 4 have been decided, and of course Uruguay will play France, and of course Croatia will play Russia in the second quarter-final. So they take place on Friday. Brazil, their quarter-final takes place on Saturday, with England potentially playing Sweden, of course, in their quarter-final as well. But as I say, it's Brazil against Belgium and Sweden against neither Colombia or England. But well, 45 minutes that we really need to chew the fat over, really, because let's be fair, I don't think we could have envisioned. It wasn't a great first half. There was a couple of shots that were straight down the goalkeeper's throat, particularly because. Then there was the Trippier free kick. But I'm certain, and a lot of people will not thank me for this, but I don't think I'll be too popular in Colombia with this next remark. But I think that's a red card offence for the Colombian player, the number 3. And I think he should go for that. I know Chris said in commentary it was a yellow card, but if it's an headbutt and it's an intentional, it looks intentional to me. I know Chris didn't have a particularly good camera angle, but I saw enough on the angles I saw it from to suggest to me that that should have been a red card. And you can understand why England were claiming VAR, and also arguably you could say if that is an intentional way to headbutt people, then I think there should be a penalty as well. England maybe should have had a case for a penalty. There are some I don't know, I mean,
sorry, I just want to jab right in here.
Yes.
A Colombian coach has just shoulder barred Raheem Sterling as he's left the pitch.
My word. So there you are. Chris has just reported back. Look at that. I've just seen that there. Watch this. Look at that. Look at that. Absolute disgrace, the Colombians. The Colombian coach has to be sent from the stands for me. Absolutely disgraceful. How dare he do that? Raheem Sterling is running off the field innocently, and he goes and does that. The Colombian coach, he is a disgrace to his nation, he's a disgrace to his team, and I have to tell you, Chris Wyman called it spot on just then, if you heard him there. Absolutely disgraceful. The Colombians have come with one tactic, and it's not a great tactic in my opinion. Absolutely disgraceful. They should arguably be down to 10 men, and now the Colombian manager's gone and done that. What a disgrace. This is this World Cup. I mean, we've had some great quarters the last 16 games, but I'm afraid this is probably a disgrace. Really, it's a disgrace really to see this sort of thing really happening in football at the moment. I'm very, very saddened to see that. We want to see a game of football, but what I don't want to see is headbutts like the one on daylayed, and the coach there absolutely trying to take out Raheem Sterling when he's just innocently jogging off the field down below us on the near side. Chris was right to report that, and I hope FIFA, if there's plenty of delegates watching, they ought to take. They have to throw the book at the Colombian
He's done it right
manager.
in front of the fourth official.
He's done it in front of the fourth official. I agree, and it's just, it's just disgraceful. I cannot understand that. Some of the theatrics, I have to say, the approach has been very negative. Look at this. I mean, that's a dive there for me. And then Cuadrado's trying to barge Harry Maguire. You don't pick a fight with Harry Maguire in a bar, as Chris pointed out earlier on in the commentary. And then this is the worst of the lot. Watch this. Eric Dyer elbowed, or rather nodded, headbutted, and no wonder the England players are furious. That's a red card for me. He knows what he's doing. He knows full well what he's doing. That's a red card offence. You cannot go around and do that. And how the American referee can have the goal to book him when it should be a red card is an absolute disgrace. Oh, really, really, really. I'm usually a very cool, calm customer when I'm broadcasting, but I got to say, let's get the verdict from Mark Clattenburg.
Our system, because what you can clearly see is there's a clear altercation between Henderson is pushing the defender, and what happens is the video referee will be examining this because clearly the referee hasn't seen it. But what you can see from this footage is the defender's put his head into Jordan Henderson's chest. Therefore, I think this is a yellow card. But what I then do see is the movement up with his head, and that's clearly violent conduct because he knows what he's doing, and this is a premeditated act where he's lifted his head up towards Jordan and he knows where Jordan Henderson's head is. But what's interesting is I would rather see the video referee, instead of giving his opinion, which he has because he's given a yellow card, is to send the referee to the review area to give the referee a second chance to see it. And what's also important is it's not a penalty kick because the ball isn't in play, and therefore the correct restart should be a free kick.
So the VAR official has incorrectly decided that is only a yellow and hasn't given the referee the chance to go and review it to maybe upgrade it to a red.
Because the referee's on the pitch, he's got the feeling, he's got the temperature. What we can see in the first half, it's a very spiky game. He knows the feeling on the pitch. What I would rather see is the video referee, instead of giving his opinion, which is a yellow card, I would rather see the referee go to the review area and make the correct call, which is a red card for violent conduct.
Well said, Mark Clattenburg. And the VAR, well, it's got to be down to the VAR official. I may be a bit harsh there, giving the referee a little bit of stick, but I have to say the officials have not done themselves any justice at all in this first half. Gareth Southgate must be seething, and then the Raheem Sterling incident at the end of the first half. Surely FIFA have got to stamp all this ridiculous nonsense out, because this is just what we don't want to see at a World Cup. But Mark Clattenburg, I have to agree wholeheartedly with him, because I honestly think so. The video assistant referee, the guy who's in charge of it, Danny McElhaney of Holland, you are the most disgraceful man at the moment. How on earth can you give an opinion and then say to the referee, well, it's a yellow card? I think Clattenburg is right. You give the referee a chance Mark Yeager in this case to go over to the video screen and look at it, and yes, it should be upgraded to a red. I think that's a red card. I cannot believe the VAR again. It is absolutely, I mean, it's worked in some cases, it's worked against in others, but there's no doubt about it, that's a red card offence. Having seen the angles I've seen it from, and I'll be getting Chris's view on this before when we hand back to him for the second half. I'm sure he'll have his 2 penalties worth as well once we hand back to him for the second half. This is just, I just cannot believe what I am seeing at the moment. I just cannot believe what I'm seeing at the moment, and I'd like to hear from you guys. Do you think the Colombians should be down to 10 men? Let me know in the comments section. Please let me know. I'll be interested to see what you guys think. Get your comments in before the start of the second half, because quite frankly, it's been an absolute disgraceful exhibition of officiating here, and let's hope and pray that England can rise above all this into the second half and actually come out with the goods to go through to in the next round and a potential quarter-final with Sweden, who won by a 0-0 earlier today, to take themselves through against all the odds, because it was they had a tough test today against a very tough Swiss side who in the end were just too good. So the quarterfinals, as things stand, will be played as thus. Let's have a look at the potential then of the quarterfinals, because I think I've got the dates wrong, so I'm going to get the dates right for you now as we'll wait for the teams to head back out into the action for the second half. So what we have now on the Friday, we have basically is Uruguay and France will play on Friday at 3 o'clock in English time, 5 o'clock local time, and then at 7 o'clock Brazil take on Belgium in the second quarter final. In the third quarter final, Sweden will play the winner of England or Colombia. That's at 3 o'clock, and you'll be able to hear that with us on the JB Clark YouTube channel, and also you can also hear live on this YouTube channel as well. 7 o'clock kickoff, Russia against Croatia, the fourth and final quarter final. We'll have both semi-finals, of course, as well in full. We'll also have the playoffs as well, the third place playoff, and of course we'll have the final live for you on Sunday week. And well, what a finish it's going to be, the way things have gone at the moment. So Colombia very lucky to be down to 11 men, to not be reduced to 10 men, I should say. Should FIFA be taking strong action against the coach of Colombia, because I honestly think he meant that. I really do. Be interested to see what Chris's thoughts are as we wait for the second half to begin, and we'll cross over to him as soon as the teams are back in the tunnel for the second half. But wow, for a game that hasn't had too much in it in the way of goal mouth activity or goal mouth chances, we've certainly had it all. Now this incident there, look at that, he's clearly doing that, and the referee there, the American referee, should be sending him off the field. Absolutely disgrace. I'm watching you, but I think he should be off the pitch. And look at him, he thinks he can smile. I'm afraid he's a disgrace to football, and I'm afraid Colombia, for all their talent and their play, I'm afraid they have been very disgraceful in the way that they've approached the game. England have tried, let's be fair, England have tried to play the football, but unfortunately the Colombians are out there to try and make it very difficult, and they'll try any dirty trick in the book to make sure. Play acting, elbowing players, headbutting players, they're trying every trick in the book to unsettle England, and Gareth Southgate will have them in there now. And England now will be wounded animals going out for the second half, because I'll tell you what now, if they can play like they did in the first two games, England, They've got their best team out there. They've got Harry Kane, who is still the World Cup top goal scorer now. And with Ronaldo and Messi out of the picture, this is his chance now to really shine in the second half. Remember, we've got to play to a finish tonight, either after 90 minutes or extra time, or maybe, touch wood, penalties. And England are due a penalty shootout win in the World Cup. They haven't won one in World Cup history. Their last major penalty success was Euro 96 at Wembley in the quarterfinals against Spain, when David Seaman was the hero. The England players are back on the field for the second half. The Colombians are following suit. And, well, you'll hear from me at full time whether, if it's a draw, we will carry on till the end. Whatever it will be, we will get a decision here in Moscow tonight. So let's hand back to the commentator alongside me for this second half. Let's rejoin Chris Whiteman.
Well, that was a very interesting view at half-time from all the replays. And Mark Clattenburg's opinion of it should have been, the referee should have been given a second view. So the VAR has got it wrong. Who would have thought that the technology that's supposed to get it right gets it wrong? But there you go. It is what it is. England have just got to rise above it. Colombia playing all the mind games, trying to. There seems to be a lot of talk on Twitter. I've been looking at social media. I'm pretty sure Zinedine Zidane would feel hard done by if that was a yellow, if that challenge is classed as a yellow card, and I could agree. It's, after looking at it from multiple angles and what Clattenburg has said, it's violent conduct, isn't it? So it's got to be a red card. But there you go. It is what it is. England have just got to rise above it. England have struggled with mentality over the years, and this is just another challenge. They've got 45 minutes to put Colombia to the sword with all their dirty tricks as we kick off. England attacking the goal to our right, Colombia attacking the goal to our left, and Colombia have already hit the deck as Cuadrado has won a free kick. As James Rodriguez returns to the, I wouldn't call it the director's box, but returns to his seat. And hopefully we'll have a much more exciting second half here, because the first half was abysmal. A lot of people on social media saying that Loftus-Cheek should be on in the second half for Dele Alli. A lot of people seem to think Dele Alli's carrying an injury. I would have to agree. I don't think that Dele Alli's done enough in the first half to warrant staying on the pitch, and him having that injury right at the end was worrying. It'd just be better off not to risk him, and I think Loftus-Cheek would certainly offer a bit more. As Colombia just heading the ball away in their own half and just hacking it away even further still, as John Stones wins the next header in his own half. And again, as nobody can get their foot on the ball here, it's just bouncing around as Mojica tries to get the ball over the halfway line, but hits it straight at an England player, and it's gone all the way back to Ospina in his box. Now it's David Sanchez on this near side, looking to bring the ball forward, playing a long ball forward to Cuadrado. Henderson holding him up, plays it to Mojica again. Inside to Quintero, who tries to flick it round the corner, but he's only flicked out for a throw on this near side. And as Trippier ends up with 2 footballs for this throw, just on the edge of the Colombian technical area. Careful, Trippier, you might run into someone's shoulder. As Pickford now has the ball. 47 minutes gone, 0-0, nothing to shout about. John Stones just inside the D, looking to bring it forward. John Stones just brings it to the centre circle, and again being forced backwards by Falcao. Stones gets it back off Maguire. Now it's come to Kyle Walker on this near side. Now it's Trippier to John Stones. England just being forced to play around at the back with it. As Colombia again just pressing very high. They're not letting England get out of their own half. As England playing it forward. Raheem Sterling has dropped deep to receive the ball. England just playing it around at the back. Kyle Walker saying, Maguire, you need to get further forward because we're not getting anywhere. Trippier checks inside and blasts past Mojica, trying to get the ball forward to Sterling, but David Sanchez has stepped in. As Trippier and Lingard run into each other, and the ball's going out for a Colombia throw on the halfway line. Mojica is going to throw the ball. He doesn't want, as the referee's telling him to stop moving forward. It was on the halfway line. You've already gained enough yards. As Colombia still haven't taken the throw. Come on. Gone forward. Trippier wins the header. Kyle Walker gets the second one and wins the free kick as well. England take the free kick short. Now it's Dele Alli in the centre circle. Back to Dele Alli. He's given the ball away nearly, but Harry Maguire's bailed him out. Maguire brings it into the centre of the park and looking for a long ball forward towards Raheem Sterling, but the header is won by Sanchez. He's always going to win that header against Raheem Sterling. I don't know why we're trying to play so many long balls to Raheem Sterling's head. He's never going to win a header, as Maguire goes flying in with a crunching challenge, winning the ball hard but fair. As Quintero certainly felt the full force of Harry Maguire there. That's my ball, thank you very much. As John Stones brings it up to the centre circle, plays it inside to Raheem Sterling. Sterling has to play it back to Kieran Trippier though on this near side. Now it's Kyle Walker. John Stones in the middle of the park. Henderson has also dropped deep. Plays it forward to Lingard. Lingard back to John Stones. John Stones on the kickoff spot. Plays it forward to Harry Kane. Kane plays it inside to Jesse Lingard. Lingard looking for options. Lingard trying to play it inside. Dele Alli hits the deck. Referee says no free kick. And now Barrios tries to get it out. Now it's Cuadrado playing it out to this near side where Falcao is waiting. Falcao looking for options. Cuadrado's gone on the overlap. But England have got numbers back. Even Harry Kane is back defending at this point, which has forced Colombia to go all the way back to Barrios on the centre circle. It's Quintero. Now Lerma and Quintero again. Barrios looking to try and bring the ball forward. But the ball has gone straight through to Pickford, who will pick that up. And we're 5 minutes in, we've had no shots. Oh, I get the feeling that this is going to go to penalties. I'm getting a horrible sneaky suspicion that nobody's going to have a decent shot at goal and they're just too nervous to lose. That's my gut feeling. I don't know about everyone else. Henderson with the ball just on the edge of the centre circle in his own half. Walker. I've got to say, Colombia are pressing in a manner in which England can't actually advance the ball. Their spacing is excellent. They're making sure that the centre-backs aren't having time on the ball to get the ball forward. They're doing a really good job of it. It's just a shame about all the play acting and arguing. John Stones looking for a ball forward towards Dele Alli. Dele Alli just flicks it forward, but it's headed away. It's gone out for a throw. Dele Alli does not look himself, I'll be honest. As Ashley Young is going to take the throw, just in line with the edge of the box. Gets it to Harry Kane. Ashley Young now. Again, Lingard back to Young, just on the far side. Dele Alli trying to flick the ball round the corner, but it doesn't work as Sanchez cuts it out. Henderson heads the ball back into the danger zone, and that's a free kick to England. Harry Kane has just taken an elbow to the back of the head, and Arias is going in the book. It's another borderline yellow card challenge there. I'm sorry. Let's have a look. Oh, okay, maybe it wasn't in the back of the head. It was in the back. So yeah, yellow card. Fair enough. The replay showed a little bit better. Arias talking to Harry Kane, who's not having any of it. So it's going to be Ashley Young or Jesse Lingard to deliver this one. It's a free kick in line with the byline, but about 30 yards out from goal on the far side. Ashley Young and Jesse Lingard are both standing over it, although it looks like Ashley Young is going to be the one to whip this one in. He does whip it in. It's gone towards the back stick, towards Maguire, and it's headed away by Sanchez. It was a good header away, I've got to say. It's a good header away from Sanchez, and England have a corner. Kieran Trippier is going to take on this near side. A lot of pushing and shoving going on in the box here, as the referee is again having to have words. "53 minutes gone. Referee's ready. Trippier whips the ball in. And the player's gone down in the box. A penalty's been given to England. Harry Kane's gone over in the box. He's being manhandled by Carlos Sanchez. The referee's given a penalty. And England now have a chance to take the lead. Colombian players protesting again. They're not happy with the decision. They're feeling victimised, I'm sure. Let's have a look here. Is this a penalty? Oh, yes, it is. He's all over him. It's basically rugby tackled him to the floor here. Right in front of the referee's looking straight at him. Look at, he's practically piggybacking off him by the time the ball's gone past, and the referee has quite rightly given a penalty kick. They're still talking to the referee. I mean, there's got to be bookings dished out for dissent here. Come on. You can't keep telling the referee he's wrong when he's made his decision. Decision's been made. Move along. They're still talking to him. Referee's had enough. He's told everyone to go away. He's been in discussion with the people in VAR. They've said it's a penalty. Sanchez is still talking to him. Second yellow card, please, for dissent. There's so much disrespect for the referee going on here. Falcao's throwing a strop now. Colombia just not doing it, just not covering themselves in any kind of glory at all. Harry Kane's just casually waiting for the referee to finish. I mean, where's the respect? There is absolutely no respect for the referee going on here. The referee has made his decision. You've got to start dishing out bookings. The referee has eventually got rid of the crowd of players around him. But now the Colombia players are all coming back to the penalty area. Spain is now getting involved. There's all sorts going on. Harry Kane's still got the ball in his hand. He's just waiting for the referee to sort things out. The referee has completely lost control here. He's completely lost control. His other officials should be coming in to give him a hand here because he's completely lost control. The Colombia players are losing the plot. They're still not given the chance to take a penalty. He's now dished out a yellow card to Jordan Henderson for something. I don't know what he's been booked for. He's completely lost control, the referee. He's been booked for what was he called? Mina being all over him, basically. That's a joke of a yellow card. I'm sorry, but it is. The referee has lost control of this game. But finally, Harry Kane is going to get the opportunity to actually take this penalty. Kane score a goal is the sign that is being held up by a child. So, Harry Kane, 56 minutes. It's been about 3 minutes since the penalty's been awarded. Referee has said, get on your line, Ospina. I've just about had enough of Colombia players not listening to me. And it is going to be Harry Kane from the penalty spot. 56 and a half minutes in. Is finally going to get the chance to take his penalty. The mind games were against him in the group stage, and now it's Harry Kane. Kane for England. Takes a deep breath. Makes his run up. Smashes it down the middle. England are 1-0 up. And quite rightly so. 57 minutes gone. England lead Colombia in the round of 16 by a goal to nil. And I don't want to use the word justice, but all the gamesmanship from Colombia is just deserved for England. It's well done. They've kept their heads, and Harry Kane, of all people, has kept his head well with his 6th goal of the tournament, and England are leading just after 57 minutes. It's a brilliant penalty. Goalkeeper went to the right. Harry Kane smashed it down the middle. Cool as you like. And Harry Kane leading by example. And James Rodriguez, well, he's a malign figure now. 6 goals in 3 matches for Harry Kane as Colombia get us back underway. As Falcao's hit the deck. He's rolling around a bit as well. Referee's given a free kick. Let's have a look. Falcao's rolling around, holding his face. Colombian players are, as usual, surrounding the referee, demanding some form of action. Harry Kane's just getting all the England players away. He's like, come on, lads, let's not get involved. So, yeah, John Stones, yes, it's a foul. What's he rolling around holding his face for? Let's have a look. John Stones has brushed him with his, quite literally brushed him with his boot. And Falcao's gone down like he's been stamped on. Yes, it's a foul. As Colombia take the free kick short and look to take a shot from long range, and it's landed at the feet of David Sanchez on the byline. I'm quite happy for a centre-back to be on the ball there, and England win the ball back. Henderson hacks it away. And Dele Alli is in pursuit, as is Jesse Lingard, as England now looking to press Colombia as they win the ball back. Now it's come to the feet of Raheem Sterling. Tries to get it to Jesse Lingard, doesn't quite work out. Colombia over on the ball back on this near side, looking for Mojica. Mojica has the ball. Now Cuadrado. Cuadrado's hit the deck now. A foul given against Trippier. Gareth Southgate has come right to the edge of the technical area, shouting about something. He's not happy at all with the play acting. Fourth official's just telling him to calm down, Southgate. You don't really do the angry look. As Colombia look like they're going to make a substitution here. As we are about to hit the hour mark. England 1, Colombia 0. A penalty from Harry Kane. It's what separates the two sides. Cuadrado has the ball, just in line with the centre circle. Plays it back to Barrios. Barrios switches it wide to Arias. Arias switches the play to the opposite flank. This near side with Mojica. Mojica looking for a long ball into the middle, but it's headed away by John Stones. Stones managed to get it to Henderson, who got it to Sterling. Sterling gets it to Lingard. Lingard goes safe and goes back to Kyle Walker. Now it's John Stones in the middle of the field. England just looking to slow things down a little. It's all got a bit heated. John Stones now playing it forward. Dele Alli bringing it over the halfway line. Playing it forward to Raheem Sterling, who's got pace to burn. Forces David Sanchez to come across and clear it. And now Carlos Bacca is coming on for Lerma. So Carlos Bacca, I think he's an AC Milan player at the moment. And he's coming on for Lerma. So he's got quite a lot of pace as Bacca. A lot of FIFA players will know who he is at least. So Lerma is coming off. And it is Carlos Bacca coming on, the number 7. Don't know where he's going to quite fit in a 3-man midfield, but there we go. As England gets back underway from the throw. And Barrios fouls an England player, Harry Kane. And England have a free kick on the far side, touchline more or less. And Dele Alli just slowly advancing with the ball to get it into the free kick position. As Ashley Young is going to whip this in. And it's whipped in towards the back stick. Harry Maguire wins the header. Almost forced to Harry Kane, but not quite. And then Maguire wins the ball back, gets it to Trippier. Trippier whips it towards the back stick, towards Dele Alli, and he's headed it over the bar. Great opportunity for England to double their lead. And Colombia, they're surrounding the referee again. Referees finally dishing out yellow cards for dissent. Falcao has been going off at the referee all game long, and the referee's finally had enough. He's finally booked Falcao for dissent. I don't know what he's whinging about. What is he whinging about? Let's have a look here. So Maguire wins the ball and hits the deck. And then Trippier has whipped the ball in. It's gone towards Dele. I don't know. What are they complaining about? I tell you what, Ali should have scored there. He should have scored there. I don't know what they're whinging about. I really don't know what they're whinging about. Can somebody... I don't know if anyone in the comments wants to point out what they're whinging about there. I saw absolutely nothing. There's Radamel Falcao, quite rightly booked for dissent. To be honest, he should have been booked a lot earlier for dissent. You can't treat the referee like that. I'm sorry. You just can't. There's another England player's hit the deck here. The referee dishing out another yellow card. I think he's had enough. Carlos Bacca, who's only been on the pitch for a couple of minutes, picks up a booking. Falcao was having another go at the referee. How many chances are you going to give him, ref? You can't let somebody just dissent. I mean, yeah, that is a foul. It's probably a harsh yellow card, to be honest, for Bacca, but there you go. Carlos Bacca is in the book. What are you going to do? Sub a sub because he's got a booking? This is getting silly from Colombia. As Pickford takes the free kick long, looking for Harry Kane. Harry Kane has gone down. He's staying down. As the ball was flicked forward towards Raheem Sterling, who's never going to win a header. And a free kick. Free kick's been given Colombia's way. Let's have a look. So it's the right back Arias. He's lumped the ball forward. Well, he's probably, yeah, to be fair, he's probably been caught by Dele Alli. And is this what are they saying that Maguire dived? Is that what the whinging was about? I'm guessing that's what they were whinging about. But he didn't appeal for a penalty, so I don't know. Colombia are just whinging about anything and everything right now. Anyway, we are 65 minutes in. Colombia have a throw on the far side. Throw it in towards the middle, but it's just a game of head tennis on that far side. Harry Maguire heads it. Dele Alli's hit the deck now. There's so many fouls going on here. So this time it's the number 5 Barrios, he's not been booked. I think he actually acknowledged that he fouled there, so he's not going to argue. I mean, yes, it is a foul. So Barrios knew straight away that he'd fouled him, which is why he didn't complain too much. That's yeah, 65 minutes in. England 1, Colombia 0. A penalty from Harry Kane. All of 7 minutes ago is what separates the two sides. Is England have a free kick on the halfway line on the far side as Harry Maguire's going to lump it long to this near side towards Trippier. Headed away by Colombia, and it's a throw on this near side now. Mojica managed to head it away. Trippier looks for Lingard. Lingard gives it straight back to Trippier. Trippier looking to flick it into the box towards Harry Kane, but it's headed away. Almost cleared straight to the feet of Jesse Lingard, but not quite. And now Colombia looking to come away on the far side. They tried to get it to Cuadrado, but Ashley Young cuts it out. Read them like a book, and now Ashley Young breaking down that far side. He's got Raheem Sterling ahead of him. He's using Raheem Sterling. Raheem Sterling, lovely back heel for Ashley on the overlap. And Ashley Young, he's crossed the ball, but nobody's in the box. A brilliant bit of link-up play on the wing, not rewarded because nobody gambled. And now Colombia just lumping the ball forward towards Falcao. Ashley Young's now on the floor. He's on the floor from where he crossed the ball earlier. I don't know if we're going to see a replay here. He doesn't look in a good way. Let's have a look. It's a wonderful piece of skill by Raheem Sterling to flick it round the corner with a lovely back heel. It's just a shame there was nobody in the box. Ooh. Well, he's been caught late by a Colombia player, and then he's knocked both his knees together, which I know is very painful as a footballer when you knock both your knees together like that. But I don't know. He's still on the floor. It's probably going to be very sore. I'm going to expect about 6 minutes of added time on this game, if I'm honest. Because right now the amount of stoppages through play acting, arguing, injuries, it's going to be silly, isn't it? We're going to be talking about a silly amount of added time. England just need to keep their heads here. They're 22 minutes away from a quarter-final match. Ashley Young is back on his feet. There's it's actually a throw on this near side on the halfway line. Modric takes it and it's gone back to David Sanchez. Sanchez now to Barrios. Barrios to Carlos Sanchez. There's one back by Jesse Lingard. Lingard just heading down this near side touchline. Gets past one but runs into Carlos Sanchez and bows him and gets booked. Lingard, just as I was talking about keeping your head, you go and get yourself booked. And yeah, he's got him in an arm lock. It is a yellow card. I'm sorry. I can't defend you there, Lingard. That was pretty blatant. This is a match where you very much need to keep your head at this stage. Colombia are complaining about everything. They're definitely trying the mental game to try and screw England's thinking as Colombia gets back underway. Here's Falcao just on the halfway line, switches it to the other side, but it's gone all the way back to the right back in his own half. He is playing it forward to Cuadrado on the far side touchline. Plays it to Quintero, who gives it straight back. Quintero, sorry, not Quintello. Making up names here. Now it's David Sanchez on this near side. Sanchez looking to play it forward to Falcao, but his first touch let him down and it's cut out by Trippier. Now Jesse Lingard looking to keep England in control. Gets it back to Maguire. Maguire plays it back to Stones and Stones gets it back to Kyle Walker. Walker driving forward and then going back. As John Stones not happy with the amount of support or lack of support that he's getting. It's Colombia pushing very high up the pitch now. Forcing England, well, they've managed to play it round the corner there really well. Ashley Young has played a wonderful ball to Dele Alli on that far side. Gets it back to Young. Deep into the Colombia half. Now Raheem Sterling. Henderson. Henderson still plays it out wide to Trippier. Trippier, surely a foul? The referee says that's not a foul. Are you joking? Anyway, Kyle Walker retains possession after pointing to the referee, why isn't that a foul? And then proceeds to carry on. As you do, don't stop until the ref blows his whistle. Somebody was taught that at a young age. As Trippier tries to contest the header with Cuadrado, but it doesn't come off. And Colombia now have the ball. Down this near side with Modric trying to get it forward. Ball's gone long towards Falcao. Maguire deals with it very well. Just outstrengths Falcao, who's protesting again for another free kick. Now Maguire again. Just got to keep their heads in England. Colombia looking to frustrate you now. The long ball forward towards Raheem Sterling. And the ref has given a free kick in the favour of Colombia as Raheem Sterling broke free. I don't know what for. I want to see a replay, but Colombia have taken it quickly, so we can't actually see why that was a free kick. Sanchez plays it to this near side of Modric. Modric's ball is poor though, and it's cut out by Kyle Walker. Kyle Walker bringing it over the halfway line now in the middle of the park, driving forward. Needs to be careful, Walker. Don't want to be caught out of position. Smartly plays it back to Trippier on the halfway line. And Walker's back in position again. It's England looking to try and build something from the back. Dele Alli turns on the halfway line. Looking for Sterling. Sterling plays it back to Lingard. Lingard plays it in to Raheem Sterling. Raheem Sterling looking for Harry Kane, but the cross is blocked. And it's gone out for a corner. Let's have a look and see. I tell you what, it was a great block by David Sanchez. I needed to stop that cross at all costs, and he did a fantastic slide tackle to stop that. So it's a corner to England. They're sixth of the game on the far side. Ashley Young is going to take it. Whips it in towards the edge of the 6-yard box. It comes to Maguire just over the bar. Very, very close. Very close for England, but just not quite close enough. Just couldn't quite get over it, Harry Maguire. And just we're talking inches over the bar. as Espina takes the goal kick. Lumps it long towards Falcao. Well contested by Kyle Walker. Harry Kane wins the second header, but it's gone to a Colombian player. But Harry Kane mops up the second ball. Dele Alli's hit the deck. Referees wave an advantage as Harry Kane drives towards the box. Goes down about 30 yards out from goal, and it's a free kick to England. Cuadrado with the foul. Harry Kane leading his team from the front. And yeah, well, it is definitely a foul on Harry Kane. You could argue that the ref could have blown up sooner, but he cleverly played advantage. It's going to be Ashley Young to whip this one in. Trippier giving him the set-piece duties. As the referee is happy with everything, Ashley Young whips it in towards the back stick, towards Harry Kane, but he just can't quite stretch his foot enough. And it just goes wide. He was offside as well. That's just... The referee, the linesman did eventually flag for offside as well, so it wouldn't have counted had it gone in anyway. Good line held by Colombia. Bit sloppy from England attacking-wise, to be honest, but there you go. As Colombia get the game back underway. David Sanchez inside his own half. Trying to play the ball forward. And it's cut out by John Stones. He's done a good job so far tonight. Gets it forward to Jesse Lingard. Colombia winning the ball back though. Falcao switches it out wide to Cuadrado. Cuadrado up against Ashley Young. Tries to play it inside to Quintero, but Dele Alli of all people is there to intercept. And Dele Alli just lumps it long. Not overcomplicating things. So we hit the 75-minute mark. We've got 15 minutes left of normal time. David Sanchez brings it up this near side for Colombia. Plays it to Mojica. Mojica up against Trippier and Kyle Walker. Good luck getting past those two. Plays it back to David Sanchez. Sees the light. Plays it back to Boreas. Boreas plays it out wide. This time to Arias. Inside to Quintero. Quintero looking for options. Doesn't get many. Now it's Cuadrado on the far side touchline. Whips the ball in towards the penalty area, but it's headed away by Kyle Walker. Flicked on by Jesse Lingard. Colombia just applying their own pressure here now. There's Quintero again. Whips it in towards the penalty spot. Falcao wins the header, but he only manages to cushion it downwards, only for Trippier to hack it away. And Mina and Sanchez both managing to deal with it. Barrios playing it forward. Quintero again. Quintero to Cuadrado on the far side touchline. He's got both Dele Alli and Ashley Young tracking him. Whips it in towards the middle, towards Bacca, but Bacca can't get it down, and it's headed away. Jesse Lingard has hacked it further clear. Ashley Young now gets it forward to Raheem Sterling, who can burn. He's really motoring now, Raheem Sterling. He's got Ashley Young to his left and Jesse Lingard to his right. Plays it to Jesse Lingard, who's in a foot race with David Sanchez. It goes down in the box. He's asking for a penalty. It wasn't clear cut for me, but we should. I don't know if we're going to see a replay. Referee said it wasn't a penalty. As Colombia eventually get the ball back, Carlos Sanchez comes and mops up. Carlos Sanchez again, this time in the centre circle. Plays it out wide to Mojica on this near side. Colombia looking to make another substitution. Mojica trying to get past Trippier. He does get past Trippier, whips it into the box, but it's headed away by Maguire. And Henderson picks up the loose ball, plays it forward to Jesse Lingard. Lingard turns, and then it was played to Henderson, who's making a good run on this near side touch. Henderson looking for Raheem Sterling, but it's a bit too far. And Colombia have won the ball back. Colombia now advancing on that far side. Quintero looking to try and get the ball in the box towards Falcao. Falcao turns. Isn't given a shooting angle though, as England are hunting in packs. Mojica on this near side byline. Forced to play it back though to Carlos Sanchez. Sanchez to Quintero. Quintero trying to get it into Falcao, but it's hacked away by Dele Alli. And that's a free kick to England. As Now we get a replay of this penalty shout. I'll be honest, there wasn't really much in it from both parties. Sanchez pulled out and Lingard fell over because David Sanchez pulled out of the tackle because he was going to take him out and give away a penalty, and Lingard was falling over anyway. So yeah, I suppose quite rightly not given. Both players just fell over of their own accord. There you go. As Pickford is going to take this free kick deep in the England half, lumps it forward, looking for Harry Kane, jumps with Sanchez. Sanchez doesn't quite win the header and it almost landed at Sterling, but Colombia now have the ball, far side. So it looks like Eric Dyer is going to be coming on for England shortly. There's Cuadrado trying to flick it inside, but it doesn't work out. John Stones picks it off. Now it's Henderson. Now, Harry Kane driving forward and winning a free kick. He's done really well, Harry Kane. He's certainly been driving the team forward when needed. It's the number 5 Boreas again with the foul. And as Eric Dyer is now stripped off and ready to come on. We're approaching the 80th minute. So who's going to come off? I would probably say Dele Alli to protect him. And it is going to be Dele Alli. He's not looked himself, Dele Alli, to be fair. So Eric Dyer's coming on as England looking to shut up shop then by the looks of things. Could we be seeing a change in shape perhaps? Going to a 4-4-2? I don't know. We shall see. Personally, I would have preferred to see Loftus-Cheek come on because he's a physical presence, but Eric Dyer, he'll do a job. As Dele Alli comes off. He's put in a good shift, don't get me wrong, but he just hasn't really done too much this game. Plus that injury scare that he had earlier. A safe bet to take him off. So Eric Dyer, I would imagine this is a change in formation. Perhaps Trippier goes to, well, I don't know. Ashley Young's going to whip in the free kick from the far side touchline, whips it in towards Harry Kane. Kane can't quite get a touch on it. Keeps it in play, just about. Contesting with Sanchez. Comes out to Henderson, though, about 30 yards out from goal, but he hasn't got any options ahead of him, so he's forced to play it back to Kyle Walker. Oh, Walker's giving it away. Oh, goodness me. England are in trouble here. Backer plays it to Cuadrado in the box. Oh, and it's gone over the bar. Goodness me, I nearly stumbled over my own words there. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Kyle Walker played an absolute hospital pass straight to Falcao. Just wasn't switched on. And it was a 2-on-1 situation here. And England are incredibly lucky that Cuadrado fired that over the bar. England you're 9 minutes away, lads. Come on, keep your heads. Don't need to make stupid mistakes now. That was the chance for Colombia. He was probably, 12 yards out from goal, and he fired it well over the bar. Colombia should have equalised. England now with the ball. Kyle Walker. It's a much better pass to Maguire. Maguire forced to play it back to Pickford. Pickford being closed down by Falcao, so he lumps it long. Looking for Lingard, but doesn't quite come off. But Kane has played Lingard in. Lingard. His first touch has let him down. And he's given away a free kick as well. You need to be careful. That could easily be a second yellow. His first touch just lets him down. Shows too much to the number 5 Boreas. And gives away a free kick. As Colombia being forced well back into their own half. Lingard doing well. He needs to be careful though. He's on that second yellow. He's on that first yellow. He don't want him picking up a second. If I was Gareth Southgate, I would be seriously considering Loftus-Cheek, as Harry Kane is hacked to the ground in the middle of the park. 83 minutes gone. 7 minutes of normal time remaining, although I said there would probably be about 6 minutes of added time based on all the ongoings in this game so far. It's been a bit more of an exciting second half, but in terms of the football that we've seen, it still hasn't been pretty. Jordan Henderson shouting orders. Are we going to see a set piece from the playbook? Looks like something from the training ground. Looking for Maguire. Over the bar. It's contested by David Sanchez. I've got to say, out of all the Colombian players, I would say David Sanchez is probably the only one that's covered himself in glory tonight. He's done a magnificent job at the back. He's stifled England. It probably helps that he's teammates with Harry Kane, so he deals with him on a weekly basis. So that's probably what's helped him tonight. As Colombia looking to come away on the break here. Carlos Bacca inside the England half in the middle of the park, looking forward. As Colombia shouting for handball there. Referee is not giving it. As Colombia looking to build from the back. It's Mina playing it out wide. Arias on the far side touchline. Mina again. Plays it wide left to this near side. Mojica up against Trippier. Trippier battling well, winning the ball. It's gone out for a Colombian throw on this near side, near the corner flag. Mojica looking for options, but England keeping them all shut. Eventually throws it in. It goes towards Falcao. Falcao back to Mojica. Mojica plays it back further still. It's whipped in by Quintero. It's headed away by Kyle Walker, but only as far as Arias. Arias now to Cuadrado on the far side, looking to whip it in towards the penalty area, towards Falcao, but he can't get anything on it. It's come all the way back to Mojica, who just keeps it in play. He's up against Kieran Trippier. Trippier needs some help. Mojica whips it in towards the back stick. It's gone towards Falcao, who's headed it high and over. So we hit the 85th minute now. The clock is going extremely slow for English people. That was another good chance, but Falcao fluffed his lines. Tell you what, it was a cracking ball. It was actually who was that? Was that Carlos Sanchez? He took the ball off of Falcao in the first place, the first cross. Jordan Pickford gets ready to take the goal kick, lumps it long. Harry Kane is the obvious target man up against David Sanchez again. Manages to get it down to Sterling, but Sterling's first touch is non-existent. And Colombia almost run themselves into trouble there, but managed to pass their way out of it. As David Sanchez plays it out wide. But Colombia lose the ball in the centre circle. Henderson wins it back, but they give the ball away straight away to Cuadrado in the Colombian half. Falcao inside the centre circle, plays it wide to Cuadrado on the far side. Just playing around with it at the back. Mina trying to play it forward. Falcao. 1-2's it with Bacca. Falcao from distance. Straight at Pickford. Who's going to take all the time in the world to pick the ball up. Waste a few vital seconds on the clock. Probably Falcao's only real shot on target here. Straight at Pickford, who just pats it down and then takes a couple of seconds before he picks it up. And then launches it long towards Harry Kane. And it's gone out for a goal kick because Harry Kane got a touch on it. So some substitutions are coming up by the looks of things. So it's going to be Jamie Vardy. Jamie Vardy is going to come on for the final 5 minutes or however long at a time is for Raheem Sterling. Raheem Sterling is putting a good shift, taking a few kicks. Meanwhile, Colombia are looking to make 2 substitutions themselves, so, or at least 1. So it's the number 14 Muriel. He's coming on for Quintero. Probably a straight swap. As Raheem Sterling has put in quite the shift. We've got 2 minutes of normal time remaining. What can Jamie Vardy do in these last few minutes, I wonder? Not somebody I'd put on when the tension is high and everything else, but here we go as Ospina launches the goal kick long. Headed up by Eric Dyer. Not controlled though by Colombia as they hoof the ball forward. Kyle Walker wins the header. It's come all the way through to Maguire. Maguire lumps it long towards Harry Kane, who's been jumped all over and then hacked down. And it's another free kick to England, gobbling up more vital seconds. Well, what are the bets on how much added time? I've gone for 6 minutes. We shall find out in a moment or so how many minutes of added time. I'm going for 6. We're going for a cricket score. That's what I'd go with, as England have a free kick in the Colombia half. Trippier's going to take it. Not many men forward for England. Well, Harry Kane was just pushed by Mina quite blatantly, and the ref didn't give anything. As it's a goal kick to Colombia. Well, we got 30 seconds until we know how much added time there is, as Colombia have a goal, not goal kick, a throw on, just on the halfway line. Playing it forward. Now it's Modrica on this near side, trying to bring it forward. Opportunity to cross. It's a deep cross from Modrica, looking towards the back stick. It's trickled all the way out for a throw to England on the far side, in line with the edge of the area. So, added time. I said 6. How much is it going to be? 5 minutes of added time. Well, it's lots. Not as much as I thought, but 5 more minutes. England have got to hold for. 5 more minutes, and England will be through to the knockout stages. As Colombia are doing all sorts to try and get England to get on with it, as Henderson is having troubles getting back to his feet. 5 added minutes. Goodness me. Well, in this 5 minutes, we'll go for votes for man of the match, shall we? As Falcao is coming over and complaining to the referee again. I'm sorry, but Falcao should not be on the pitch anymore. I'm sorry, but as a referee myself, if somebody keeps talking to me and telling me how to do my job, I'm going to book them for dissent. And if they continuously do it, I'll book them again. And it's just not... There needs to be more respect for the officials. Yes, they can get it wrong sometimes, but you do not constantly be in their face the entire match. It's a disgrace. Anyway, the free kick is eventually taken by Jordan Pickford, looking for Harry Kane. Vardy is chasing absolutely everything, as he would do, like an absolute nutcase. Sanchez heads it away. Henderson wins the second ball, tries to get it to Harry Kane. A free kick's been given to Colombia for a foul by Harry Kane. Colombia keep moving the ball forward, which Harry Kane's whinging about, and again they keep moving the ball forward. It's about 10 yards further forward from when the free kick was given, but there you go. Oh, that's a shot from distance from Urbe. Pickford had to get a hand on it. It was a shot from the edge of the box. We're into the 92nd minute. Colombia have a corner on the far side. Everybody's up for Colombia. Ospina's up there. It's whipped in towards the penalty area, and it's gone in! Colombia have equalised in the 92nd minute. That is... oh, my word. I don't mean... oh, dearie me. England have been sucker punched in the 92nd minute. And Colombia find themselves level. We've still got about 3 minutes of injury time still to go. But they do not deserve that. As it's gone in, oh, Trippier gets a touch on it, but he can't do enough. And it flicks in off the bar, and Colombia are level. Oh, goodness me. That is... I'm seeing an England fan just sums up everyone's feelings. How on earth, I nearly swore then, how on earth have Colombia got something from that? Their dirty play acting, gamesmanship, and they've got level. They do not deserve that at any stretch of the imagination, but it is what it is. England have to regroup. It's all about this mental game. Colombia are taking their time to return to their half, because obviously there's 5 minutes of added time, and they're going to waste all of it. England get us back underway. A goal in the 93rd minute. You can write, well, you can write this. This is England. England are hard to watch. Lingard, Trippier on this near side, in line with the byline. It's come all the way back to Pickford. Maguire plays it forward to Henderson. Can England find anything in these added time to added time? We've had the 5 minutes that were indicated. So throw on this near side. Trippier on the technical area. Plays it forward to Harry Kane, who's muscled out by David Sanchez. Sanchez hooks it away. It's come to Eric Dyer. Dyer playing it forward towards Harry Kane, who didn't really go for it because he was stood in an offside position. Maguire trying to bring it forward. Challenged by Cuadrado. Colombia hack the ball away again. And now a chance perhaps for Colombia as Falcao and Young go over, but it's Cuadrado now. Cuadrado trying to battle for the ball. He falls over. Ashley Young hoofs the ball forward to absolutely no one. And the referee blows for full time. We are going to extra time, ladies and gentlemen. Unexpectedly, undeservedly, but we are going to extra time. I'm in for the long haul tonight. And, well, we're going to have a brief breather because I need to catch my breath, get myself a bottle of water or something because my voice is starting to go. I'll hand you over to John Stuttard briefly, who I'm sure has some choice words for what's just happened. But I will be back momentarily when extra time begins. Oh, this is going to be fun.
Well, it always is watching England, I tell you, Chris, but I can't criticise the way the England players have played tonight. I do have some sympathy for them. They've been the better team, and yet we have a situation where Colombia have got out of jail, really, and it all started from when they blatantly cheated when they got a free kick and moved it 15 yards further from when the offence took place. That's when the trouble started. A great save from Pickford from the corner. It came in, and then the equaliser. It just isn't going to be. I just hope it's not going to be a hope. It's touch wood. It's not a bad omen, but I'm really, really disappointed. The referee, I think the Colombians have been a disgrace to football, and I have to say they should be down to 9 men in my opinion. Just no need for it. Absolutely, I'm absolutely annoyed with that with the decision. I cannot believe that. Absolutely, I just can't believe it. Yerry Mina has has equalised, and you just wonder really. Colombia have been second best. There's no doubt about it. I cannot believe England are being pulled back into this game. Been pulled back level in this game. I just cannot believe it. There was a huge let-off after 80 odd minutes when Kyle Walker gave the ball away, and we all had in our hands. Poor old Chris Whiteman in the commentary box certainly had his heart in his mouth. We should have had a penalty. Sanchez caught Jesse Lingard. I felt that was a penalty. The referee got that one wrong. We've been on the wrong end of some horrible decisions tonight. And Colombia, in my opinion, should be down to 10 men, maybe even 9 men for the descent as well, more than anything else. It has been an absolute disgrace. And I have to say, credit to England for what they're trying to do there. They have been the better team. At least England have tried to play football. It's a shame that it's a real shame that Colombia are level, because they haven't gone out with the intentions of trying to play football. And I'm really disappointed that FIFA or even the referee or the VAR people should be getting these decisions right. And I'm absolutely convinced. That the referees and all of these, I'm just absolutely, I'm annoyed. And then you should have, Barrios should be sent off as well. If those decisions are done correctly, we wouldn't be sitting here now looking at extra time and an extra 30 minutes of this. I'm absolutely convinced by that. Chris has gotten down to get himself some fluid, because the next 30 minutes is going to be nip and tuck, that is for sure. So we wait for the second half with bated breath, but surely it shouldn't have. If the referees and the officials and the VAR officials had got the decisions and the basic decisions right and got the red cards out for the Colombian players, because let's face it, they went in there with the blatant tactic of trying to cheat. They've got themselves back into a game they should be out of sight. England should be in the quarterfinals by now. If the referees and the VAR officials had just got together and came up with the right decisions, then we wouldn't be right where we are now. And whatever happens to England, I want to just say, Gareth Southgate, you've done us proud as England manager. You've proved me wrong in a lot of ways. So whatever happens now, Gareth Southgate, you do not deserve any criticism from me or from anybody of the nation, because you've given it your all tonight, guys. Nothing like the debacle we saw against Iceland 2 years ago. Nothing exactly like that. It's just, I'm afraid to say, we've been victims of poor FIFA officials who once again can't referee a football match properly. Anyway, I'm going to shut up for the remainder now. I'll be back at half time in extra time for a couple of minutes, but now it's time for the first half of extra time. Colombia to kick off, and to talk you through the first 15 minutes is our commentator Chris Whiteman. Chris, it's all yours.
Right, here we go then. Let's dust ourselves down. We've got another half an hour to deal with. Can't sit there feeling sorry for ourselves. Colombia get us back underway. We've got another half an hour of World Cup football ahead of us. So, 1-1. A goal from Mina in the 93rd minute, cancelling out a Harry Kane penalty in the 57th minute. And it's all gone to pot. Nobody really saw this coming, let's face it. But here we are. So, Kyle Walker gets us back underway for England, essentially. He's got the ball in his own half. Colombia attacking the goals to our right. The goal to our right, should I say. And England are attacking the goal to our left. As Colombia players hit the deck. Although he's back on his feet as soon as they've won the ball. And it's a free kick to England. Carlos Bacca is not happy about something. As they've taken each other out here. Ashley Young's on the floor in a heap. Oh, I tell you what, Barrios very nearly stamped on Ashley Young, and by missing the stamp, he ended up being stamped on by Ashley Young himself. So it's a bit of both going on there. as Harry Maguire somehow ended up with Barrios' shin pad. I don't know how that happened, but there you go. Ashley Young's back on his feet. Must point out that both teams... Sorry, England still have one substitution left to make. So Gareth Southgate does still have an element of control in that sense. So Ashley Young lumps the ball forward towards the box. Is headed away by David Sanchez. And surely that was a foul, was it? No. Referee says play on as Muriel is advancing down the far side. He's caught up by Jesse Lingard. Jesse Lingard tracking back very well. Well, still no clean sheets for England. It's becoming a bit of a theme, that. I won't sit there and say that it's that had anything to do with Pickford. Because as much as Burnley fans would be sitting there going, Pope, we should be playing Pope in goal and we wouldn't have this issue. Stoke City fans would be going, well, if you play Jack Butland, you wouldn't be having this issue. Pickford has no blame attached to him in any of the goals he's conceded this tournament, so not his fault. It is what it is. Sometimes as a goalkeeper, you're just helpless. Anyway, England have a throw in their own half. Walker now has the ball. Now, John Stones plays it long, switches it to this near side towards Ashley Young, but it's headed away by Cuadrado. Henderson picks up the second ball, and he goes for the third. Sorry, that was Eric Dyer in the end. Carlos Bacca is now in a heap on the floor. Let's have a look. Well, yeah, okay, that was a foul, yes, but he doesn't need to be rolling around on a heap. He's lost his shin pad again, by the way. I just want to... He needs to get better straps for that or something, because you can't just keep losing his shin pad. That's a health and safety risk. How British of me to say that. Anyway, Colombia have a free kick just on the edge of the centre circle in their own half. 3 minutes, approaching 4 of extra time played. Colombia gets back underway. Switching the play towards Cuadrado on this near side. Ashley Young's head is not good enough. Cuadrado's still got it. Almost gets past Henderson, but Henderson shows him down a blind alley. Forced to play it back to Sanchez. Now David Sanchez. They really don't make my commentary duty easy when they have players of the same name on the pitch. It's whipped in by Mojica, but it's dealt with by John Stones. Chance for Bacca now as he hits the deck. Chance perhaps for Colombia. No, as John Stones mops it up and deals with it. Didn't quite put it into Rosette effect, but put it out of play nonetheless for a throw. Just in line with the edge of the area as Cuadrado. Will he go long, or will they try and just keep the ball? It's Colombia taking a long time to take the stroke. Cuadrado eventually throws it long towards Bacca, who tried to flick it on, but it landed at the feet of Lingard, who proceeded to launch it long towards the halfway line. It's gone out for a throw. David Sanchez. Now Mina, the goal scorer. Back to Sanchez. Bacca plays it forward. All the action happening on that far side. Falcao now with the ball is up against Trippier. Tries to get it in the box towards Bacca, and Pickford comes out and intercepts the cross just in time. First time he's really had to get his hands on the ball other than saving that long shot from miles out that led to the goal in the end. John Stones. Henderson. And Maguire. Young on this near side. Dyer. Brings it forward. Deep into Colombian territory. Wants a free kick. Referee's not giving it. I don't think the referee's had an easy job tonight. I don't want to say that he's made loads of mistakes, but he struggled to keep control of the game. That's what I'll say. Mina. Now David Sanchez. Tottenham man. As I said, he probably would get away with taking any criticism, mainly because he plays for Spurs, but we'll ignore that. Arias now bringing it up to the halfway line. Now Cuadrado just inside the England half. Plays it long towards Baku, tries to flick it forward. It didn't quite work out. It's gone out for a throw to England. Ashley Young's going to take this throw on the near side. The referees made him retake it for whatever reason. I don't know why. And now England have thrown themselves into all sorts of troubles. Falcao put the ball in the back of the net. Could quite easily be a second booking, that, to be fair. But we had two balls on the pitch. The linesman wasn't ready, so the referee put it back. Quite rightly so, because the linesman was getting rid of the second ball. Anyway, we're back underway. Approaching the 8th minute, halfway through this first half of extra time. Maguire, driving forward. Gets it to Henderson on this near side. Henderson gets it inside to Vardy. Now Kane looking to chip it over the top to Vardy, but a bit too heavy, that one. It's gone straight through to Ospina. England fans making a lot of noise, trying to rally their team after that late disappointment. Colombia, they look like they're playing for penalties. They've obviously looked up England's recent histories of penalty shootouts and thought, well, if we can take them to penalties, we stand a chance of getting through. And to be fair, that's probably the most tactic of teams that are of equal ability to us, I would say. Although, without James Rodriguez, I wouldn't say they're an even team. And it's shown tonight with their attitude and how they've approached this game, but there you go. Cuadrado up against Henderson inside his own half. Forced to play it back to Sanchez. Sanchez just bringing it up. Gets it into Baka. Baka forced backwards though to Mina. Mina plays it to Arias. Arias just bringing it up to the halfway line. Plays it to Cuadrado on this near side touchline. Cuadrado playing a long ball forward. John Stones heads it away. Baka gets a touch on it. It goes to fellow substitute. And it's gone out for an England throw on this near side. And now it's gone all the way back to Pickford. England just playing it around at the back at the moment. Ashley Young on this near side. Now John Stones. Stones plays it forward to Lingard, but his first touch lets him down. And now Colombia looking to come away here. They get it out wide. Now for Uribe, or however you pronounce his name, the number 15. That was Muriel. Vargas. Cuadrado. Looking to whip it in from a deep position. Gets it towards Falcao, whose header goes miles wide. Don't know what Pickford's diving for. It's a good cross from Cuadrado. Falcao in his prime maybe would have buried that. It's actually come off an England player, so it's gone out for a corner. That's why Pickford was running after it. England got to be careful from this set piece. As England look like they're going to make a final substitution here. As the corner comes in and it's headed wide by Mina. Wide left of the goal. So it looks like we're going to have a substitution for England. England's last roll of the dice. And I'm hearing that it's going to be Ashley Young coming off. And so probably Danny Rose coming on, I would imagine. Ashley Young's put in a good shift. And there he is, Ashley Young. And the substitution is actually being made right now, in fact. As, the last roll of the dice is to put Danny Rose on. Well, he's put in a big shift, Ashley Young. I'm not sure if that's the substitution I would have made. I personally would have taken off Lingard and put on Loftus-Cheek, but there you go. I can't really fault Gareth Southgate so far this World Cup. He's done everything in his power. As England gets back underway, Harry Maguire's got the ball inside his own half. Dyer on the halfway line, gets to Walker. Walker bringing it up into the Colombian half. Walker still going, heading towards the byline, but is eventually challenged by Mojica. He's trying to bring the ball up and falls over and wins a free kick. As Kieran Trippier and Lingard both saying that's not a free kick. I didn't touch him. It's very soft. I've got to say, it's very soft. There you go. Colombia now playing the ball at the back. And Colombia whipping the ball in the box for Falcao, and it's headed wide. And now Falcao's holding his face. It was a deep ball whipped in. Falcao, free header. It's a poor header, very poor. So Falcao's holding his face, yet he's the one he's essentially the one who's put the elbow into Maguire's face. So I don't know how that doesn't really add up there. But there you go. Maguire didn't make a meal of it. Anyway, England just playing it around at the back themselves. Colombia have been pushing highway, and apparently Gareth Southgate called for the ball there. As the ball that was played out went straight to Southgate's feet, more or less. Now Colombia have the ball at the back. The game sort of died down into the same fashion that the first half of normal time was. Both teams seem to just lack that cutting edge. With England, it's understandable they're a bit deflated from conceding that equalizer, whereas Colombia, well, I must admit they've created more chances this half. England haven't really had an opportunity in this in extra time so far. So bringing the ball forward again. Baka in the centre of the field. Plays it wide to Falcao. Falcao just on the edge of the D. Gets it wide to Mojica. Mojica looking to whip the ball in, but it's gone out for a goal kick. As we are about to hit the 15-minute mark in extra time, which surely means the half-time of extra time whistle will be approaching. And there's going to be 1 minute of added time into this extra time half. As England launch the ball long towards Danny Rose, but it's gone out for a throw on the far side. England just lacking that creativity that someone like Loftus-Cheek would have added. But there you go. I'm pretty sure everyone by this stage knows my feelings on who I think should be on the pitch. But there you go. As Colombia win the throw, they're looking to bring the ball forward. It's Kyle Walker. Gets it to Trippier. Trippier plays it back to Walker. Walker lumps it long. And, oh, there's a foul on Trippier. Trippier's got a smile on his face, whereas Muriel is whinging about something. I mean, it was a free kick. I don't know what he's complaining about. Pickford looking to launch the ball forward from this free kick, which will surely be the last act of this first half of extra time. And yes, that is that. So, 15 minutes, well, 16 and a half minutes down. Another 15 to go, and then we've all got to go hide behind the sofa because it will be penalties. And right now it looks like it's going to penalties. It's I don't really know what else to say. It's quite clear what Colombia's game plan was, which was to take us to penalties. And they're doing it by any means necessary. So, there it is. I don't know. John, do you want to add any thoughts in that first half?
Well, I have to say, Chris, and looking at it from as he takes a little break here, I have to say England were a little bit taken aback by that late concession right at the end. Colombia did threaten, and obviously Falcao came very close. But England now have just got to rally on. I have to agree with Chris. I'm very surprised he made that change to take off Young and put Worrells on. I'd agree with Chris. I would have gone with Loftus-Cheek, but he has played his hands now, Southgate. There's still quality out there on the field, but we must not be stupid. We must not be brainless. Yes, everything's gone against us in terms of refereeing decisions and so forth and everything else, but we need to keep on top of things now for the next 15 minutes. If we can score, then brilliant. That would be fantastic. It'd be great for the nation. We should be in the quarterfinals now. If the VAR and the referee had come together and made those decisions, and I'm still going to maintain this until my dying breath, because I tell you something, if the referee had got the decisions right, sent the Colombian player off, sent a couple off for dissent, we would not be here now talking about another potential 15 minutes and a potential penalty shootout. And they must, and I have to say, I have to be honest with you, some of these Colombians have a disgrace to football, and I'll say that, but they have played. It's just a shame they've had to wait well over 90 minutes to start actually playing some football, which is an absolute disgrace. England have played the football. Here's James Rodriguez going off there. He can't do anything because he's out, of course, through injury. And England will get us underway in those old red shirts. And of course, it was the same shirts that they won the 1966 World Cup in on July the 30th that year. The little huddle there by the Colombians, but even they, I'll have to admit, they are very fortunate to still be in a game they shouldn't be in right now. The second 15 minutes are looming large. It's time to go back to Chris. Let's hope and pray England score and hang on here now. Chris, it's yours for the next 15.
All right, here we go. The last 15 minutes, goodness me, what have I signed up for here? I mean, I was hesitant to covering the matches because I always feel like I jinx them. Well, I'll take the blame, ladies and gentlemen. I will quite happily take the blame. That's there's no blame to be put on this England team at all. They've done all they can so far. As England get us back underway, long ball forward to Kane, heads it down to Lingard. Lingard has a shot, it's blocked. Henderson gets a free to Vardy! Oh, that would have been the most amazing start ever, but was he? I don't even know if he was onside or offside. Jamie Vardy just had a great chance. He was offside, so it wouldn't have counted, but although the linesman didn't put up his flag, but VAR would have corrected it, so yeah. It was offside. Oh, goodness. We're 30 seconds into the second half, and I've already nearly jumped out of my seat. Long free kick over the top, but it's hacked away by Kyle Walker. England need to step it up a gear for this final 15 minutes. One last shift. Put it in, lads. Trippier with the throw on this near side. Plays it to John Stones, who puts it out of play inexplicably. Come on, lads. Heads in the game mentality is something that we fall short on a lot. You've got to keep your head. It's a throw now to Colombia. Deep in England territory thanks to an inexplicable mistake. Mojica with the throw. Gets it straight back. Looking to whip the ball in perhaps. He's got two England players with him. Both Lingard and Trippier. Come back to David Sanchez. Sanchez gets it back off of Mina though. And they've lost the ball, and Kane looking to set Jamie Vardy on his way, but it's headed away by Mina. It's gone all the way back to the goalkeeper Ospina, who slips as he clears the ball, and Jesse Lingard should have shot. Jamie Vardy perhaps with the chance, and he scuffed his lines. Jesse Lingard, the goalkeeper was on the floor. Why didn't you shoot, lad? Hacked away by Colombia. Sorry, my commentary is supposed to be completely unbiased. I don't think I've accomplished that as the ball goes over the top for Colombia as Pickford races off his line and hoops that into row Z. Good lad. Colombia take the throw deep inside England territory on the far side. Cuadrado gets past Henderson, flicks it beyond Danny Rose, but Danny Rose eventually picks it up and tries to clear it forward to Jamie Vardy. Vardy just runs out of room. And it's a throw to Colombia on the halfway line. It's throw all the way back though to David Sanchez. Now Colombia bringing the ball forward. I don't really know. They've got a throw on this near side. Mojica throwing it forward towards Muriel, and they tried to play a ball through, but it's gone straight through to Jordan Pickford. Pickford doesn't look particularly happy with his forward options. He did think about launching it long, but with nothing really available, he's being forced to, well, he is going to go long. No, he's forced to go short. He's got no options. England just need to step it up. It's hard to say that when they've been playing, you know, for nearly 2 hours, but they need to find that extra gear. Vardy swarming the defenders at all times as Colombia trying to get the ball away from their own penalty area. Colombia launching the ball forward again. And now Jamie Vardy with fresh legs up against Mina. Has he got past him? No foul given. That should be a foul, surely, as Mina slowly brings the ball up. Colombia quite clearly playing for penalties now. Headed away by Maguire. Now Kane tries to head it back to Lingard. Lingard plays it back. Carl Walker. Walker bringing it up to this near side. Gets past one man. Gets pushed over on the second. I mean, it was a bit light, let's be honest. Should have stayed on his feet. He might be having some cramp troubles. He's definitely struggling with something. He's holding his calf. He's definitely having a problem. And Carl Walker is not walking at all well at the moment. We're at that stage where your fitness really gets tested here, especially after a long Premier League season as well. As Colombia launch the ball forward, Harry Maguire again wins the header. Maguire has been superb for England so far. Kane tries to play the ball in to Jamie Vardy. Vardy gets to the byline. He's got Lingard in the middle, but a Colombia player gets a touch on the ball and takes it away from Lingard. England now, we're into the last 10 minutes. The last 10 minutes now as Carl Walker is stretching his calves out. Really, I think he's really struggling with cramp at this stage. Maguire. Still plenty of energy, trying to play the ball forward. Gets it to Lingard. Lingard again, his first touch lets him down. And Colombia win the ball back because of it. Colombia turn. Baka wins the ball. Can't quite get it to his man though in the centre circle. And England win the ball back. It's Jordan Henderson. Henderson running down the far side. Oh, it's a wonderful challenge from Muriel, I've got to say. On that far side. Just about got to the byline. As England take the throw. Walker in the centre circle. Plays it to Dyer. Pass sold him a bit short. Switches the play though to Henderson on the far side. Now Danny Rose. Rose plays it to Henderson. Henderson back to Maguire. Maguire driving forward. Maguire still going. It's mopped up by Eric Dyer, who plays it back. John Stones now. Stones plays it out wide to Danny Rose. Danny Rose. He's only got Henderson with him to help him. Rose plays it inside to Lingard. Lingard to Henderson. Henderson playing it inside to Danny Rose. Can he do something with it? Oh, it's just gone wide of the right post. Goodness me. That is very, very close. And England could have taken the lead there. Goodness me. There was a really good chance there for England. Just wide of the post. It's unbelievable. And England are making a substitution here. I thought it was only 3 subs. Obviously not. 4th substitution is taking place. And Marcus Rashford is coming on for the last 8 minutes. He's come on for Kyle Walker. Okay, so obviously they made that FA Cup rule an actual thing in the World Cup then. Fair enough. Maybe I should have done my research a bit more on that, but there you go. As Ospina takes the goal kick. It's gone long, but it's headed straight back. David Sanchez lumps the ball forward. That's all that Colombia are doing right now. Every time they get the ball at the back, they're just lumping it forward. They're not really trying to play around with it at all anymore. They just want penalties. As the ball goes long over the top towards Jamie Vardy, he's got pace to burn. He's fresh legs. He whips it in towards Lingard. We just couldn't get anything on it, and Mina. Oh, but it wasn't Mina. It was Barrios in the end who gets a touch on it to put it out for a corner. Oh, England, what are you doing to me? It's a great ball in from Vardy. If Lingard could have just got any kind of contact on it and direct it goal bound. It's a corner to England though on this near side. It's going to be whipped in. Trippier whips it in. Free header! Oh no, he sent it over the bar. It was Eric Dyer. He was a free man on the edge of the 6-yard box and he couldn't have headed it any higher. Oh goodness me, that was the chance. That was the chance of extra time to win the game. He was completely unmarked on the edge of the 6-yard box and he just sent it miles over the bar. Goodness me, as Colombia are now making their 4th substitution. So, let's see who's coming off. So it's Zapata, number 2, who's coming on for Arias, the number 4, the right back, who is taking his time to leave the pitch. Of course, we've got 5 minutes of extra time left. 5 minutes for England to find something. So Zapata on for Arias as we get back underway. Maguire wins the header straight away. England get the ball back. Harry Kane in the centre circle, bringing it forward, looking to try and drag England forward again. Harry Kane again. His first touch lets him down now, and Cuadrado picks it up, plays it out wide. It's Bakker on the far side. Plays it back. Barrios plays it wide. And now it's Mojica. Plays it back to Sanchez. Now it's Barrios. The substitute, Zapata. Cuadrado on the far side. Whipping in another deep cross towards Falcao, but nobody can get a touch on it. Falcao's demanding a corner. Let's have a look. Does he have a case? He does have a case, you know. Eric Dyer did get a touch on that, but there you go. Or maybe not. Oh, I don't know. If that had gone in, Harry Kane would be claiming it. It was that kind of touch. Anyway, goal kick. Lumped forward towards Harry Kane. Kane flicks it on towards Vardy, but it's headed away by Sanchez. Colombia doing their best to keep the ball, and Trippier having some choice words with the Colombian player who's just hit the deck. Henderson plays it back to Dyer on the halfway line. I've got to say, the England team has changed since Eric Dyer came on the pitch. I tried to shut up shop, and they should have made a positive change. But anyway, oh my word, that's got to be a booking at least, as Danny Rose is scythed down on the far side touchline. A yellow card for Cuadrado, quite rightly so. Goodness me. If he had made any proper contact with him, that would have been a red card, but Danny Rose was awake to that steam train of a challenge. Danny Rose is going to be whipping this one in. 27 minutes gone. Whipped in by Danny Rose towards the back stick, towards Maguire. Ospina comes out, gets a hand on it. And it's now gone down after walking into Maguire. Come on. It's really? You literally walked into him and then fell over, and you're trying to claim a free kick. Come on. Enough of this, referee. You got to get your hands on it. We've got 2 minutes left. Trippier on this near side with the throw. He's going to go long. Whips it in towards Maguire. Maguire can only flick it on. It's hacked away by Sanchez. Colombia have everyone behind the ball now. Eric Dyer. Rashford has had to drop deep. Trippier playing it forward, but being forced backwards as Colombia have 4 people pressing the ball. 5 people pressing the ball in England's half. Pickford launches it long towards Danny Rose, but can't get there. Henderson wins the ball back, though, in the centre circle. Maguire bringing it over the halfway line on the far side. Rose. Rashford. Maguire gives it to Stones. We're into the last minutes of extra time. Rashford. Trippier closed down. Trippier battling with Mojica. Surely a throw England's way. Referee's giving it Colombia's way. Oh my word. This is everything I'd feared, really. We're into the last 15 seconds. Colombia have the throw on this near side. They throw it forward but give it away straight off. It's gone out for an England throw on this near side. No, it's gone Colombia's way. Goodness. It's going to have 1 extra minute. Are we going to see a third round of 16 go to penalties? Colombia smash the ball to the opposite wing. It's whipped in. Cuadrado. It goes all the way to the back stick. Mojica. Mojica near the byline. Mojica goes down. It's trickled out for a goal kick. Pickford saying, everyone go long. Gareth Southgate surely has got to be thinking about his penalty takers now. I can't believe I'm going to be saying this and commentating on this. But the minute is up. The minute is up. The referee looks at his watch. He looks again and he's blown his whistle. We're going to penalties. Oh my goodness. All Englishmen, get behind your sofas. We all need to hide.
Well, Chris is obviously going to get ready for the penalties. I don't know if he can't hide behind the sofa because he's got to do the commentary on them in about 2 or 3 minutes time. But wow,
Sorry, I was rudely interrupted by a family member complaining about Love Island being delayed by a penalty shootout. I had some choice words.
Well, you get yourself prepped for penalties and touch every bit of wood you can. And I would suggest to any Englishman listening, touch every bit of wood that you can, because we really do need this luck. We haven't won a penalty shootout in any in any World Cup game, but our last penalty shootout victory came against Spain, as I said at the start, back in Euro 96. Surely it can't be more penalty heartbreak, but it would be very foolish of me to predict the outcome of this one. But every Englishman will be willing, whoever takes the 5 for England, really on at the moment, because these 5, they have been practicing penalties, I believe, in the training camp. And if there's any justice in the world, if there's any massive justice in the world, England surely must go through tonight. Because anything else would be an absolute disgrace, and I would honestly question the wisdom of the officials in the first half. And I will go back to the wisdom, if you could call it wisdom, of them not to send one of the Colombians off for a clear headbutt on Jordan Henderson. It just didn't. It doesn't sit right with me. Or when you play and you rag arse an equaliser, I do apologise if I swore, but as a proud Englishman, I am very, very frustrated. England have played superbly well tonight, and now we're faced with a rigmarole of a penalty shootout, which, if the referee and the officials had got right in the first place about some hour or two earlier, then we wouldn't be sitting there where we are now. We'd have feet up and pipe and slippers on right now, and unfortunately that's the way we are. Quad Games has subscribed as well, so we've had a few subscribers tonight. But let's hope, and Mike Fish, of course, he's subscribed as well, as we wait for the penalties to commence here in Moscow. But it's a long battle. It's been drawn out over 120 minutes. It's all down to the goalkeepers, of course, Ospina, former Arsenal goalkeeper, and of course Jordan Pickford, who made a marvellous save in stoppage time at the end of the second half, only to have it cruelly snatched away from the resulting corner. He's played well tonight, Pickford. I wasn't a big admirer of him being first choice at the start, but he slowly won me over as the tournament's gone on, and maybe quite rightly and probably deserves his place, although I am a very big advocate and a big supporter of the England reserve keeper Nick Pope. Obviously being Burnley biased as I usually am, and Chris is a big Burnley fan, so it's all down to who's got the bottle. Can Jordan Pickford make himself a national hero? Colombia, of course, without James Rodriguez in their ranks. It's been one of those tournaments so far where big teams have fallen by the wayside. Surely now we cannot. I don't want to make predictions. I don't want to fall flat on my face, but please, for the love of God, if there's any justice in the world, England must win tonight. They must win, because we can't afford to see all that. Harry Kane shakes Jordan Pickford's hand, a captain right until the last. He's captained them with honour and with great distinction. But now everyone gathers towards the centre circle. The penalties will be taken to the left-hand side. Jordan Pickford gingerly making his way towards the left-hand penalty area. The referee from America, he's had a poor game in my opinion. He really has. If he'd have just gone to the letter of the law and booked and got rid of a couple of the Colombian players, we wouldn't be in this position, and he would have been right to do that. But the penalties will be taken at the left-hand end. Ospina and Pickford being told, don't move off your line. You can move across your line, but you can't move off the line until the kicker has taken his kick. That's the instruction that the American referee is giving to David Ospina and Jordan Pickford. And it's going to be Colombia to go first. Romelu Falcao is to go, and waiting and ready to talk you through the penalties is our match commentator Chris Whiteman. All the way to you, Chris. All yours.
Okay, here we go, people. A penalty shootout involving England. We all know, we've all been here before. Find all your lucky socks, your your Lucky Charms, every piece of wood you can find. Just, we need it all. There's Jordan Pickford. He's the man that stands between Radamel Falcao and the goal. So, here we go. You can only be a hero as a goalkeeper. You can never really be blamed. So it's all the pressure on the strikers. Radamel Falcao standing over the ball. Blast it down the middle. And Pickford can't do anything about it. And it's 1-0 to Colombia in the penalty shootout. I tell you what, even if Pickford had stood up, it would have gone over his head. He would have had to have cat-like reflexes to stop that going in. Great penalty from Falcao. And now it's Harry Kane. Oh, talk about the mental game. Already scored one penalty in this match by blasting it down the middle. What's he going to do this time? Are you brave? Do you stick with what you did last time? As David Ospina steps off his line. Referee promptly tells him to get back on it. Says Harry Kane. Takes a deep breath. Steps up. Goes bottom left. And it's in. 1-1 in the penalty shootouts. Over to you, Colombia. And it's going to be Juan Cuadrado to take the next penalty. He's been very good all game, Cuadrado. He's been causing all sorts of problems from the wing. Pickford, deep breath. Cuadrado looks to his left. He's right-footed, so it's probably going to go left. Does go left, and it's gone in. Top corner. Cracking penalty from Cuadrado. Not much you can do about those ones. It's right in the top corner. That is a top penalty from Cuadrado. And Colombia go 2-1 up. And it's Marcus Rashford. Goodness me. The kid, the boy knows no fear. Stepping up to take a penalty in a World Cup. Goodness me. A guy that 3 years ago we never heard of is now going to take a penalty. Oh goodness. If I wasn't nervous before. Marcus Rashford. Stuttering run up. Takes a few steps to his left. Smashes it bottom left. Cracking penalty from Marcus Rashford. Top penalty. And it's level again. Tell you what. The boy knows. The goalkeeper went the right way as well. And he still buried it. Cracking penalty from Rashford. Who's next? Is that Carlos Bacca, I think? No, it's Muriel. Muriel, the substitute, is going to take it next for Colombia. So far, all the penalties have been brilliant. Will this be any different? Steps up. Rolls it in the bottom right. Very coolly done by Muriel. And Colombia go in front again. So, it's going to be Jordan Henderson to step up for England at 3-2 to level it at 3-3. The Liverpool captain played in the Champions League final. One of the leaders in this side. Henderson steps up and it's saved by Ospina. He went bottom right and Ospina went the same way. And now all of Colombia are in the driving seat. And now, oh, English hearts sink. It's going to be the number 15 now, the other substitute, Uraib, to take this next one. If he scores this, they are in the driving seat and will only have to score their next penalty, and that will put England out. That's a lot of pressure. A lot of pressure. Aribe steps up, the number 15, takes a deep breath. And he hits the bar! He's missed. England have got off. They've got off easy. A chance to level it. Goodness, I'm out of breath, and I haven't even played for 2 hours. Who's going to be next to take for England? It's going to be Kieran Trippier. I couldn't be more confident of a man taking a penalty than this man. He has been excellent for England. He's been excellent for Spurs. He was excellent at Burnley. I've never had more confidence in a guy taking a penalty right now. I'm going to stick my neck out. He will score. Trippier steps up. Top left. As I said, he does not miss. Kieran Trippier, in his first World Cup, buries a penalty. It's going to be Carlos Bacca now. Bacca for Colombia. If he scores this, it will force England to not miss. Pickford. If Bacca misses, it hands match point to England. Carlos Bacca for Colombia. He saved it! Pickford has saved it! England have match point in the penalty shootout. My goodness. Goodness me, we've got match point in a penalty shootout. Cross your fingers, everything is on the line here for England right now. It's Eric Dyer. He's a set-piece specialist. He's scored in a tournament before for England in the Euros. Could win it here for England. It's Eric Dyer. England is behind you, lad. He steps up. Hits! England are through to the quarterfinals. We've won a penalty shootout. England are through. We have done it, lads. We have done it. It's coming home. I'm getting carried away. England have won a penalty shootout for the first time since 1996. And England are through. They will play Sweden in the quarterfinals. Justice, justice, justice. That is the word I'm going to use. Colombia did not deserve any result out of this at all. They played the mind games, they played dirty, and England deservedly persevere and go through to the quarterfinals. And England, for the first time in my viewing of football, have won a penalty shootout. And it feels glorious. The curse is broken. We can win penalty shootouts. And England are through. The lads have put everything on the line here today. Pickford saved a couple of penalties. And the emotions, it's incredible. It's incredible. We fully deserve that. Absolutely fully deserve that. And a quarterfinals beckons. I mean, the lads that stepped up. Ospina went the right way as well. It had to be a good penalty. But my oh my. Oh, he got a hand on it as well. He was so close, but it doesn't matter. England are through. My nerves are at an end. I'm going to need to lie down and process what's just happened. But just take a moment. We've won a penalty shootout. That might not sound like a lot, but it is a massive mental step for England as a footballing nation. For us to do that. Southgate punches the air with glee, and it's just all those years where we came second best in a shootout, those injustices, it's all been forgotten, because this group of lads are taking us to new levels. They really are. They've put everything on the line, regardless of what happens in this World Cup now. You know, to make it to the quarterfinals, a team that really. Before the tournament, we were just saying, well, if we get out of the group stages and whatever happens is a bonus. Quarterfinalists, they've got a real chance to get to semi-finals now because Sweden is ahead. And it's just... And there's the other side of it. I mean, as much as I don't feel sorry for the Colombian players, the Colombian fans sung their hearts out. They added to the atmosphere. They've been a great part of the World Cup. All the fans in the World Cup have been fantastic. Colombian fans are no different. But the manner in which Colombia tried to break England was not something that I'm too interested in talking about now, because football has prevailed. The team that tried to play football has prevailed, and England have won a penalty shootout. I can't believe it. I'm sat here. I get to commentate on England winning a penalty shootout. That shouldn't feel like a great thing, but it is. It is. And I'm just going to catch my breath a minute. John, feel free to step in here. It's happened. We've won a penalty shootout. What's going on?
Well, it's reality, Chris, and we're going to have to wrap it up here because we're rapidly running out of time. But let me say this. I'm going to echo what Chris Whiteman has just said there in the commentary. It's been absolute justice for England. We did play football. Yes, we feel sorry for the fans, for the Colombian fans, but their team tried to play with force and dirty tactics. They ended up suffering in the penalty shootout, and do you know what? I've got absolutely no sympathy at all for Colombia. It might sound harsh, but at the end of the day, England were the better team. They played the football. They should have gone through after 90 minutes, let alone penalties. But England have done it. The first time in World Cup history, England have done it, and you'll be able to hear England against Sweden in the quarterfinals, 3 p.m. kickoff, and you'll be able to hear it live on the JB Claret YouTube channel, along with the Russia game later on. We'll discuss the commentators then, but you're going to hear the England game on Saturday live and in full. And don't forget, we will have exclusive commentary of that game. But tonight, England have done it. They should have won it after 90 minutes, but due to injustices that wasn't possible. But in penalties, we held our nerve, and Jordan Pickford is the England hero. From me, JB, and from Chris Whiteman in the commentary box, who's absolutely beside himself with unbridled joy. Take care, and we'll see you on Saturday. We'll see you on Saturday for the quarterfinals. Take care. Good night.